Welcome back to Piper Park here in Larkspur, California, the third and final set of matches here in the first ever San Francisco Invitational, as the USF Dons will take on the UCLA Bruins. Two teams both looking for their first victory of their day. I'm Max Harris, joined by Ken Koch. Ken, how are you?
Doing great, Max. Thanks.
We saw Hawaii earlier take down the USF Dons in 5 straight. Took down UCLA in 5 straight this morning, and we've got 3 more matches here on court 1. We got the 4s, the 3s, and then the 1s. Over on our alternate court, we'll have the 5s, the exhibition match, and the 2s. We'll keep you posted on all of those, but for now we turn our focus to the Battle of 4s, which is just set to begin. We got, for UCLA, Skylar Dykstra, Jenny Frager, taking on Anya Shigoda, Rebecca Koplovich for USF. Now, for UCLA, they played this morning, then were off for about 3 hours after they get set, whereas the Dons just finished a set of matches against Hawaii. What are the differences that these teams will have to do in terms of getting ready?
Well, UCLA is going to have to come out and kind of gear up for the matches again. The interesting thing about sand volleyball is that these pairings actually played at noon, so it's not like fatigue is really going to be that much of a factor. It's not like they've been playing continuously. They've had a break.
No, it's a fair point, and certainly an exciting opportunity as both squads looking for their first W of the day. As we saw for USF just earlier, Rebecca and Anya earlier in action. What do they have to do differently that they didn't do in their first match?
I think they're just going to be a little bit more used to what they're doing. I think that really discovering what their game plan is going to be really important. They're a new pairing, so getting used to each other is kind of the goal of today's match, if they can maintain instead of that. Clearly they have very good opponents here, but nothing really takes place of them developing what their game plan is and what they're going to be capable of doing both today and matches to come. So hopefully they're going to find ways to cooperate and anticipate a little bit better, providing each other with some level of predictability. That's going to come with some time. So, but they're both very good players. They both have a lot of experience, but experience together, that's going to be the key here today.
USF will serve first as Anya Shigoda leads it off. Dug out by Dykstra. Back over on the USF end. Koplovich at the net. Blocked by Frager. Point UCLA.
It's a big block.
Of course, Frager, one of the taller players out here. Executing the block successfully for UCLA's first point. Dykstra with the serve deep. USF unable to return it.
Tough serve. High with the wind at their back to the corner. Shigoda's got to move her feet a little bit better and get behind that ball a little bit more.
Dykstra serving once again. Serve straight down the line. USF returning it. Dykstra at the net. The kill. Gets the bounce. Point UCLA.
USF struggling a little bit just to maintain some good body control here and balance.
Dykstra serving into the wind. Shigoda at the net. And out of bounds. Point UCLA. So quick 4 points here for the Bruins to start. Dykstra serving once again. Finding Shigoda. Up at the net. Good violation, huh?
Frager in the net on the way up.
Puts USF on the board.
It's a good break for USF. Let's see if they can capitalize here with the serve on the good side.
That's right, Rebecca Koplovich serving into the wind. Dykstra at the net. Punches it over. And Shigoda. Out battle the joust by the very tall Jen Frager. I've seen Frager win a couple battles with the net early on here.
Yeah, those tight balls, I think I would, if I put some money on it, I'd put it on Frager.
Using the height to her advantage. But a good response by USF. Shigoda out finessing Frager on that one.
Nice shot down the line. Not that we bet anything.
No.
Bet on anything here.
Figure of speech. Figure of speech. We will clarify that as we are on the W.TV. Promises all the action anytime, anywhere. Thank you for joining us. Should go to serving. The net is Dykstra. A good push shot. Blavich is able to sneak it through. Now deep in the USF end. Pair of bumps. Should go to the net. Trying to push it over Frager, but out of bounds. So we've seen it twice now. Rather than hitting it directly into it, we're seeing more of a finesse attempt.
I think they're just looking like we have an argument here that maybe one of the UCLA players just played it twice. A couple of it just... Or maybe it's an issue with the score.
That's resolved. UCLA leads 6-2 here early on. Dykstra with the serve. Deep in USF territory, and a great shot by Koplovich for the kill. A little sneaky shot.
Very sneaky and not easy to do, redirecting the ball with your knuckles. But Vicky did a good job of getting there and poking that open court.
Koplovich now serving. She goes flat and cross court. Nearly gets the ace short as Dykstra had to dig that out. Battle at the net. Up and over, point for the Dons. Shikoda getting the better of Frager on that one. Up straight for USF here. Koplovich serving again. Once again going across the court. Frager hitting that one into the net. So 3 straight points for USF. Nice, Becky. Trail 5-6 here in early first set action. Koplovich going cross court once more. Bump. Blocked. Another net violation.
Little streak here by the Dons. Not seeing really either team making a real press here. Just a lot of unforced errors. So probably both teams are trying to get acclimated to being back on the court again.
Koplovich cornering Dykstra with the serve there. USF up 7-6. They've scored 5 straight. So a nice little run for USF here. It's Koplovich serving once again. Going more down the middle and missing long. These teams will switch it up. Game even at 7. Good start here. You know, a little sloppiness so far, but competitive certainly through the first 2 side outs.
Yeah, they've made some good shots, some serving. You can see if they make an aggressive serve and put it in there, it's you know, challenge each other to make a play on the ball. Again, the wind is still gusting a little bit, so ball control is going to be key here. Great swing over there on the other court by Emily Reed.
Well, Jenny Frager with a service ace. The 6'5" UCLA Bruin painting the line on that one.
Tough serve. Good angle.
Gives UCLA an 8-7 lead as we got double barrel action on both courts. Frager serving once again from the left side. Sends it more towards the middle. Should go to the net. Over Frager. UCLA unable to return it. Point Dons.
Great touch by Dykstra. Again, as an open shot into the open court, but almost was able to run that one down.
Evens the match at 8. Battle of the force here on court number 1. The focus. Good serve by Shigoda, and Frager unable to put it over. USF takes a 9-8 lead.
Great serve down the line by Shigota.
Shigoda on the left side. Down the middle. Some miscommunication for UCLA as both players went for it. Point Dons.
Again, there's a benefit to serving down the middle. It's a strategy to try to get some miscommunication going there, get easy point.
Shigoda on the serve once again. Going for the line and missing. Gives the point back to UCLA. Sort of missing wide on that one.
Just a little bit.
Skylar Dykstra will serve. She goes cross court from the right side. Koplovich at the net. Up and over Frager. Paints the line. Yeah, nicely done.
Good talk over there on the USF side. You can hear high line. Frager was blocking the line, but Koplovich able to get the ball up over the block and off the tape.
Koplovich serving, going across, and unable to get it over the net into the wind. All goes back to Frager and UCLA. Saw Frager have an acer last time up. Looks like we got a 21-point timeout. Official realizing that one a little late. Close one so far. What have you seen?
Yeah, I'm seeing some just the team's warming up a little bit. There's serving is the big weapon here, but now that teams are getting a little bit used to the speed of play, they're able to make some good shots and score some points off some good crafty shots here.
One thing I've noticed is that Frager has obviously been a presence at the net, and USF has responded rather than hitting it and challenging her directly to sort of try to hit it away from her, over or around her. That's been a very concerted effort on their part.
Yeah, I think Frager's a big block at the net, so there's going to need to be some awareness on the USF part to set the ball a little bit farther off the net, communicate where the defender is, and what the open court is so they can hit the shots into it.
And USF trying to run around a brick wall rather than trying to go right into it. And I think that's been a key adjustment for them.
Yeah, that's certainly been good. And I think a couple of the plays that USF lost early, they were just oversets or balls that were just, Frager could just get a swing on or a touch early. And again, that's with their height, that's going to be an advantage for UCLA.
Dykstra with the serve. Shkoda at the net. Over Frager. Ball in the UCLA court. Kill attempt by Frager. Dons push it over and get the point. Nice little push shot by Shkoda.
Yeah, fantastic shot there. Ball's tough, coming kind of over her head, but she has good hand control here, and she is able to see the open court, chip it in. But
good reaction on that third touch as we see Shkoda serve now. Dykstra tries to go down the middle. Shkoda now at the net over Frager. Frager at the net. Defended by USF. Shkoda going across and gets the point.
Yeah, it's good. Good play. A couple times I think maybe those sets by Kopalovic are a little bit tight. Shkoda clearly wants to go over Frager, but the ball should be shot a little bit deeper. It kind of goes up a little bit. Frager's able to come down from her block, turn and still make a play on the ball.
Shkoda serving short from the corner. Dykstra at the net, puts it over. Now Shkoda up and over Frager, and good. Don's point.
There you go. As I was making the point earlier, it looks like Kopalovic is able to set that ball a little bit farther off. Shkoda could hit that ball just a little bit deeper and make it tough for either of the UCLA players to try to handle that one.
Shkoda serving. Right at Frager. Third touch. Down the middle for the kill. Give her that, she'll take it all day.
Absolutely. It's a good set. And tough ball. Good swing.
UCLA 11 serving. 14 for the Dons. Frager with the ace.
That's where communication for USF could probably help out a little bit better. The ball's coming right at Kopalovic cross court. It's harder to pick out whether the ball's deep or short. Anya could help out with that call a little better.
Serve right at Kopalovic. Goes to the net. Tucks it over Frager for the point.
Great shot by Kopalovic there to the corner.
That's right, obviously not having the size advantage, but showing a lot of skill on that one. Kopalovic serving. Deep into UCLA territory. Dykstra puts it over. Good dig by Kopalovic. Out back in the UCLA end. Dykstra at the net. Off the net, and good for UCLA point.
Tough play there. I think Shkoda wasn't quite sure if that ball was going to be set over or not, so she got kind of caught in that no man's land. Did she go up for the over bump, or did she back up for defense? And she kind of was in, when it wasn't overpassed, then the spike came out a little bit quick.
Competitive game as USF leads 15-13. UCLA serving. Shkoda at the net. And a net violation on Frager.
I like how the Dons are playing right now. They're playing with some confidence right now. I feel like the momentum's tipped a little bit on their side. See what they can do with the serve.
Shkoda serving. Goes across to Dykstra. Dykstra third touch, puts it over. I see Shkoda at the net. Over Frager. Tough shot. Touch shots back in USF's end. Shkoda at the net. across the court. Good positioning, good execution. Point Dons.
Good rally, good touches, good hustle on both sides.
I mean, we saw the play at the end start to break down for UCLA and USF taking advantage.
Yeah, just, again, talking about it. When people aren't set up where they need to be, you got to talk a lot to your partner and say where they are.
Should serving across. Dykstra sending it back. Too hot to handle. Caught Koplovich backpedaling on that one. Took advantage.
Yeah, smart shot by Dykstra. Kind of crossed Koplovich up, put it in the corner, across her body. I wasn't able to handle that.
See Jenny Frager on the serve. She's got a pair of aces already. Shkoda at the net, blocked by Frager. Ball now UCLA end. Dykstra unable to get it over the net. Point USF.
Important thing for players to realize that you may get blocked. That's part of the game. But being ready to cover yourself, especially when your partner's covering the defensive spot at somewhere else in the same game, is really important.
Koplovich serving. Frager at the net. Good dig from Koplovich. Koplovich sending it over and finds the corner.
Smart play there.
Good start for USF. They lead here 19, serving 14 here in the first set. Battle of fours here at Piper Park in Larkspur, California. Koplovich, good serve down the middle. Dykstra at the net with the kill. Too hot to handle. Point UCLA.
Great swing by Dykstra. It was a tough serve to handle, but they got it. Frager made a nice set in the middle of the court, and Dykstra was able to put a lot of heat on that ball.
Tell you, the way this match going, it's feeling like three. Two evenly matched teams as Shkoda. Ball hit out by Frager on that one. We'll switch ends. As USF now leads 20-15, they'll have a chance to serve out for the set. Looks like Shkoda will be serving. She likes to set up in that corner, huh?
Likes the spot. Even indoors, she likes the spot.
She gets the ace to end the set. So USF picks up the first set 21-15. And that is the first set victory of the afternoon for USF. Something to build on for the Dons.
Yeah, you can see there's a nice even start. Both teams kind of, I think we made the switch at 7-all. And kind of as the match went on, you saw the Dons get a little bit of confidence, a little bit of strength, maintain the momentum they had generated, and UCLA got a little quiet right there. And a couple balls didn't quite go their way, but that's part of this game. But still stay in it and really communicate well to your partner, and got to work hard to change the momentum. Can't always wait for the other team to make unforced mistakes and give it back to you.
And it seems like two very different teams stylistically.
Yeah, you've got the big girl, small girl, and the other side you have kind of. I think that probably Koplovich and Shkoda could play a big girl, small girl type of role, but for whatever reason, Shkoda does not block at the net as much and pull it like Frager does. But with kind of their skill level, they have the ability to complement each other. Just blocking, and Koplovich just stayed up and blocked a couple times, which is a little bit surprising. But for whatever reason, that's what they've chosen to do.
And do a lot of teams try to match up with girls that are similar stylistically, or try to have more of a contrast?
No, I think it just depends. Who works well together. This is like I said, this is a new pairing for USF, Shkoda and Koplovich, but they both have played indoors together for quite a bit. So in terms of their relationship, they work well together. Koplovich actually has not had quite as much practice out here together as a team. I think of all 5 pairs, they probably have the least amount of time together, even this season, practicing together due to some class conflicts. Koplovich is not able to get out and practice as much. So they're learning a lot here.
A long break here after this first set, but it looks like we're finally ready to resume action.
Trying to give the sun a little bit more chance to come out.
Oh, and they did. Sun's shining here. Wind still blowing west-east. As Shigota's got the ball. Short serve across the court. Dykstra at the net, off and over in the Don's end. Now Shigota over Frager. Good dig from Dykstra, but point USF.
Again, good vision by Anya there. Shigota to see the open court. Probably good communication by Kopulovic, even though I couldn't hear it, to put the ball deep in the corner. Again, great hustle by Dykstra to touch that ball.
Shigota serving again. Right at Dykstra. Dykstra, third touch. Kill attempt. Kopulovic unable to handle it. Evens it up.
UCLA's having some success going at Kopulovic down the line there and crossing her up a little bit.
See, serve down the middle here. Shigota up and over Frager and in for the point.
Tough. There's that deep short game that Shigota just showed. She put the ball deep in the corner, kind of got Dykstra running that way, and this time kept her honest, hit the ball short, back towards the middle.
Kopulovic will serve here. Don's up 2-1. Deep across the court. And that one is wide, coming off of Skylar Dykstra.
Again, great idea, great communication. Just a little bit wide with the execution.
Kopulovic serving down the middle. Dykstra digs it out. Dykstra now on the third touch. Sends it short. Point UCLA.
Good shot and touch by Dykstra right there. It's a hard ball to see. She prepares like she's going to hit it hard and hits the ball with a little bit more wrist, a little bit more snap, a little bit more spin, and with the wind blowing in her face, it just drops short.
Frager serving down the middle at Shigota. Shigota third touch. Over Frager and drops in for the point.
And Shigota again. High deep line, short cross middle, high deep line. Really keeping the defense guessing right now where she's going to go.
USF won the first set, 21-15. They lead here 42 early on. Shigota serving from the corner. Sends it short and down the middle. Frager, second touch, kill attempt. And sent out of bounds by Kopulovic. Good idea, just missed.
Again, yeah, great idea. It was a great dig by Shigota. Frager put some pace on that. They got the dig a little bit tight to the net, and Kopulovic just poked it a little bit too wide.
Team switching sides. Skylar Dykstra getting the serve. Missing out of bounds. Looked like it just sort of skipped off her hand.
Yeah, that was a miss hit right there. You can kind of see it from here. Kind of hit more towards her pinky and just went wide.
Shigota now serving for USF down the line. She misses out of bounds, but almost snuck in an ace there.
Yeah, very, very close.
An aggressive serve, just missing. Now we'll see Jenny Frager serve. She misses wide. She's now 3 straight service misses in this match. Rebecca Kopulovic with the ball. She'll try to snap the streak for the Dons. Lead here. Second set, short serve. That one's in. Frager going out of bounds on a touch attempt. USF leading 9-4. Kopulovic will get another serve opportunity. Left side of the far end. Oh, and it's a net. Point UCLA.
Well, Max, if everyone misses their serve, it's a really close game.
It's true. It's a good point. Never thought about that, but you're right. I mean, especially you miss the serve, you give it right back. We see Dykstra serving down the line. Shigota at the net. Tries to go cross on Frager and succeeds. Nicely done. Good. I feel like that was an adjustment almost in midair.
Yeah, I think that she I don't know if it's a last-minute communication by Kopulovic, but she just made a great cut shot. I think that's something that she was trying to hit earlier today in her match against Hawaii, and she might have found her rhythm with that.
Shigota catching the net on the serve. Now sending it back over and gets the point for the Dons.
Yeah, the Dons look like they're kind of finding themselves a little bit right now. They're having some success doing with what they do, and with that comes a little bit more confidence, and with that comes a little bit more risk taking. And you can kind of see them doing that and pushing the issue a little bit.
The absolutely side switch here as the Dons lead 9-5. USF definitely forcing the issue right here in the second set. It's all good. So we see Dons with the ball. Hard set, serve, just long. Shigota missing that one. Turning the ball to UCLA. Now we'll see Frager serve. Big righty. Takes a set serve. Good dig by Koplovic. Koplovic now at the net. Deep and long. Point UCLA. A little too much into the wind there.
One of those things when you got a big blocker rushing the net. Again, Frager's coming from serve all the way to the net.
So you see Frager serving, just missing, giving the point to the Dons. USF leading 11-7 here. Served by Koplovic. Dykstra, little push shot, back in USF's end. Old joust battle, turns into USF. Dykstra, great corner shot, paints the line.
Great shot by Dykstra. Good coverage here by Shigota and Koplovic on the block by Frager, but Dykstra comes out with a great shot in the corner.
Correction, USF leading 10-8. Dykstra serving down the line. Too hot to handle, heads up. Ball just going past us here in the broadcast booth. Right behind Koplovic and Shigota. Now 10-9 USF. Serve remains to Dykstra and the Bruins. So I'm going down the line, right at Koplovic. Third touch, sends it deep. Now we see Dykstra, bit of a joust. Koplovic finishing off. Heads up play there.
Yeah, real heads up play. Kind of had both players up short, but she managed to spin it, get to the sideline. First shot, again, I think she probably won that one a little bit more to the corner, but hit it middle, and Dykstra was able to make that dig a little easier.
We see Skotovic setting. A good kill by Frager to give UCLA the point. So we see the mandatory timeout here. This set has reached the 21-point mark. Even battle so far. USF leading 11-10 over UCLA. So we have a very competitive first set on the other end. 26-26. Down over at the alternate court. Battle of the fives. Looks like USF is serving for the set up 27-26. A little bonus coverage here. Try to give you the coverage. And USF takes the first set.
That would make 2 first set wins for the Dons right here against UCLA.
So 4s and 5s getting it done in the early going. As we turn our attention back to the main court over here, your featured court featuring Skylar Dykstra, Jenny Frager of UCLA, taking on Rebecca Koplovic and Anya Shigota, USF.
Very interesting, Max, as they come back out here. I think USF is up 11-10, but it seems very even. It feels like anyone's could be anybody's match. Your prediction of this going 3 might come true here.
Remains to be seen as Dykstra serves across. Koplovic able to handle it. Frager at the net wins the battle. Point UCLA.
Looks like there's about a 2-foot height difference between Frager and Koplovic. So
feels that way. Dykstra serves. Koplovic at the net over Frager. Frager fighting to keep it alive and lands in. Point for the Dons.
Heads up shot by Koplovic there. It's a big block, and again, found a way to hit it high enough and deep enough. Again, Dykstra, great hustle, touching that ball, but unable to control that.
Just joining us, USF in the green, UCLA in the gray today. USF leads here. 12-11 in the second set. They took the first set, 21-15. Dykstra at the net. Kill attempt, defended by USF. Koplovic at the net over Frager. Drops in for the Don's point.
Fantastic shot by Kopalovic. Again, went high line the first time, and it was open again, but she changed it up, brought it back cross court again. One player having to cover two very large areas of sand. Got to make a decision.
Kopalovic serving. Sends it deep and down the line. Frager with a little touch shot. Shkoda at the net. Over Frager for the point.
Surprise option play by Frager right there. Almost got Kopalovic by surprise, as it's designed to do, but was able to handle it, and Shkoda returned the favor.
USF leading 14-11 as Kopalovic serves once again. Serve deep in the corner. Frager with a push shot. Net violation, point USF. Seen a few of those by Frager.
Yeah, it's
It's a fine line as Kopalovic serves down the middle. Handled by Dykstra. Puts it over. Misses it long. Perhaps some frustration setting in for UCLA here.
in the mid part of the match. This is where you got to really buckle down and can't air yourself out of the match.
Kopalovic serving again. Don's up 16-11. Dykstra at the net. Over Shkoda for the kill. They needed that in a bad way.
They did. That was a great play, good pass, good set. Great hit by Dykstra.
UCLA will retain the serve as we switch ends here. Battle of the fours and the first set of matches here. As USF takes on UCLA, the third series of the day. Hawaii sweeping both UCLA and USF 5-0. Early going. We'll have two more matches here at the main court. Total of 4 more. Frager serving. Right at Kopalovic. Kopalovic on the third test. Sends it back into UCLA's zone. Frager kill attempt. She buries it. Point UCLA.
That's a really great way of using her height advantage there. Able to get a good high snap on that ball, create the angle, get the kill.
Tremendous leverage and also really slamming the ball down at pretty much its highest point. We see Frager serving. Kopalovic at the net. Over Frager and dropping in for a point.
Fantastic shot again, and Frager trying to change things up a little bit. Was up the block, but pulled back for defense. Thought maybe she would get Kopalovic to hit it long, but the wind kind of died down right there as ball stayed in.
Margin of error very small in a shot like that. Shkoda serves across and into the net. Point UCLA.
Tried to go for the short serve there, just didn't hit hard enough.
Almost too little wind as USF is serving into the wind, but it's kind of died down a little bit for now. Dykstra serving to Kopalovic. Third touch Kopalovic. Tries to send it over Frager. That's not happening. As Frager bumps it over. Now we see Shkoda at the net. Over Frager. Dykstra, kill attempt, defended by USF. Shkoda. Over Frager and good for the Don's point.
That was a great rally. You can see just a lot of different strategy there. High line, over the block. Dykstra ran it down, got the dig. Turned the ball. Shkoda got set again. Decided to come back with the cut shot in the middle for the kill.
Kopalovic serving. Third touch. Dykstra. Great touch shot over Shkoda.
These pairs are showing a lot of again, showcasing their skills, showing their strategy, showing their ability to communicate, good teamwork, getting kills lots of different ways.
Frager serving. Tried to go down the middle. Kopalovic for a touch. Now we see Frager at the net. Cross-court kill. A little finesse on that one. Nicely done.
Yeah, fantastic. Again, very similar to play before. This time she didn't have to jump, but create a similar angle, and that just out of the reach of Shkoda. You can see Frager. She's coming up to the net. She's pretending like she's blocking, pulling. Kopalovic just hit an easy shot right to her.
Frager serving again. This one short. Almost catching the Dons off guard. Shkoda sends it over Frager. And good for a Don's point.
Good reach by Shkoda there. It wasn't set was not an ideal place. I think they were scrambling a little bit, but she managed to get some knuckles on it. And again, with the wind died down right here, it's I think normally this morning that ball would have carried long.
Shkoda serving 19-16 Dons. 2 points away from knocking off UCLA here. Short serve. Catches the Bruins off guard. Point Dons.
It's a short serve that Shigota was looking for earlier. And this time, carried over.
Gains the win, too.
Against the win, too, absolutely.
Shigota once again. This time for the match. Sends it down the line. Dykstra at the net. Tries to put over Koplovich, defended by USF. Koplovich out of the reach of Dykstra, and the Dons win.
Good win for the Dons here. Smiles for these guys.
USF winners in this battle of fours, 21-15 and then 21-16. So straight sets victory. And up next we'll have the battle of the threes here. You know, there's some action in progress. As the fives are doing it out on the other court. We know that USF won a marathon first set, 28-26. We'll see if we can get you an update. Working on it right now. Sorry, Ken, you have a score from us, I'm being told?
Score right now on the other court is UCLA is up 9-1. Second set of that match.
You can kind of see on the far end. They give you a little bonus coverage here. Now 9-2 for the Dons. Who's that for USF? See a violation. USF picking up another point.
Took that ball a little bit low. Official called that illegal contact.
USF picking up another point on the far end. Getting a little bonus coverage. Battle of the fives. USF leading this series 1-0 over UCLA.
Good tough serve by Emily Reed there. Again, hard, flat floater. Tough to read.
She's joined by Inbar Vidnarski. See Reed at the net. Good kill.
Good dig by Vidnarski. And again, you can hear her say right in the middle. She's telling Emily Reed, hey, I want the ball in the middle. Put it here for me, and I'm going to take care of it. Emily Reed gave her a great set. And Vidnarski lived up to her promise. Put the ball away from Kelly.
Trying to pull up this UCLA roster. Don's in good shape. Won the first set on the far court. Leading in the second. Emily Reed misses that one long. Scoreboard on that one out of our vantage point, so we're trying to keep you as updated as we can. It's Carly Drolson. Misses long. Another point for the Dons.
11-5 now. UCLA over the Dons.
Oh, my correction on that one. So, for USF taking the first set, UCLA up ahead here, 11-5. Reed with the serve. Good touch shot there. Carly Drolson. She's joined by Richo Inuye, Hawaiian native. A little bonus action. We will turn our attention back to the main court once that one is underway, but it'll be the battle of the threes. See Emily Reed at the net. Unable to get it over. Point for UCLA.
Right idea by Vidnarski. The short court was open. Tried to get it there, but just not enough to get over the net.
Touch shot by Drolson there, nicely done. Let's try to provide a little bonus coverage here. You can kind of see it. That's the far court on your monitor. See the threes warming up on the near side. A little double box action here. Piper Park on W.TV. USF missing out of bounds on that one. Again, USF won the first set. Going to be trailing in the second set here. the third match of the day. Or rather, this one over here is the second between UCLA USF. This appears to be a timeout on the floor, so they can switch sides. But a good start for the Dons in that first match. Picking up a quality victory against a very highly ranked and respected UCLA squad. What do we have on the threes for the Dons?
3 for the Dons we have coming up: Courtney Sabahi, let's see, number 20, and Katarina Pilipic, playing in the number 5 jersey, green jersey. Again, freshman, sophomore combination. Katarina Pilipic hailing from Croatia, and Courtney Sabahi coming from South San Francisco. So
interesting, you have a lot of international pairings, or you're going to have like one international player with a American player. You don't have a lot of multi-American pairings on the Dons, I've noticed.
Didn't really work out that way. Just kind of, again, the blend of who complements each other's skills, how much experience they've had.
No, not by design. I'm just saying just the way it worked out.
Sure. Yeah, our number 1 pairing has 2 international players, but I think all of our other pairings are 1-1. So
there you go. As warm-ups continue on the main court, we see some action on our second court. Again, a battle of the 5s.
Serve is just long, 17-6 now for UCLA.
That's right. USF took a marathon first set, 28-26. I think that's the longest set we've seen all day. Good kill by UCLA to pick up the point. See them split the middle on that one. And we join you live on the W.TV. All the action, anytime, anywhere, to bring you some sand volleyball from Piper Park in Larkspur, California, just north of downtown San Francisco. The first ever San Francisco Invitational, and what an incredible event it's been, Ken.
It's been great, Max. Great competition. The weather's held out for us. Haven't seen any rain yet today. And besides a little wind, a little chilly, I think the players are actually warm enough. They're out there working hard, and probably don't feel the chill so much as we do.
Well, they're in the sun, and we are not, as we are protected under this tent here, just behind the baseline on the west side of our main court. A tremendous opportunity, really, to have some quality sand volleyball here in the Bay Area.
New sport for a lot of people, and I think we're very fortunate to have a great park like Piper Park, and all the people that have come out to participate and contribute in helping make this event happen.
Again, this is the second year of sand volleyball for USF, the third year that sand volleyball has been a NCAA sport. So a growing sport, though, I'd say. How many schools have sand volleyball?
40 schools at the Division I level have added sand volleyball, so it's a rare number. Indoor programs, about 330 indoor Division I programs. So to have 40, we're a select group, and to offer both teams on both surfaces. So every year they keep adding more and more. So it's nice that administration's out there see this as an opportunity to have competition at against some other great schools. So.
But also a tremendous opportunity for USF, as many of these girls play both indoor and outdoor.
I think that for a lot of our players, I'll tell you, for ours specifically, have not played sand before. This has been an eye-opening experience. It's the ball's the same, the net, everything looks the same pretty much. The court here is actually about a meter shorter and narrower than an indoor court. So it is a smaller court, but by looking at it, it looks about the same. So,
right.
But when you come out here and the strategy and the tactics, and then again, playing with only one other person on the court, there's a lot to get used to. So our players have really, I think, caught on. Coach Al, Coach Galai, and we have help from Coach Evan. They've done a great job of getting these guys up to speed, and you can see it in their play. They're competitive, and they keep getting better all the time. So it's just a matter of time. I think that we're going to see some great things, and there's a lot of benefits to playing this game.
Well, not only does it help keep everybody in shape and give them an opportunity to compete in the spring season, but from a program standpoint, the ability to have athletes come in and compete in both sports, both in the fall and the spring, and really use that as a selling point for the University of San Francisco.
We're fortunate. Again, I think that we're very happy that University of San Francisco, our athletic department, has added sand volleyball. It gives people who want to do both a place to play. And we find people not only from many more places in the United States, but also in the world that write to us, want the opportunity to play sand and play indoors. And so our goal here is to compete at the highest level in both. And I think that as we go about, there's some very good players out there that want to do both. So I think that sets us apart from a lot of other schools just because we offer it.
Just waiting for the battle of the number threes here. See on the far court, action continuing between the fives. USF won the first set. They trailed in the second set. I think we might be heading to a third set momentarily. Once again, this is the first ever San Francisco Invitational. Coming to you live from Larkspur, California. Thank everybody watching all across the world here on the W.TV. As apparently it's just after midnight in Israel. So late night for some of the more eastern travelers. I was just mentioning it's just past midnight in Israel. But I'm sure we have people staying up to watch the matches.
We do have a international following, so parents and friends all over the world, thank you for checking in and for following us. And it is late.
No, it's definitely late, but again, certainly an opportunity to really showcase the Dons, as I don't know if all the sand volleyball games are broadcast, so really just an opportunity to watch the Dons play on the W.TV, and what an incredible opportunity that's been as well. What a blessing that's going to be for the conference, indoor and outdoor volleyball.
The exposure, any exposure is good, and we, especially with the challenges of being outdoors like this, with having to find generators and set up cameras. So I want to thank Pat Stacy for helping make that possible. And Max, thank you also for being out here and just making this really as professional as possible.
Well, it's been an incredible experience, and again, big thank you goes to Pat Stacy, as we would not be doing this without him, I can assure you of that. Try to get an update for you in the meantime between the 5 matches. You can see in the background in Bar Vinarski, Emily Reed for the Dons. I think the match might be in the third set, although we're not 100% sure. The scoreboard is actually out of our view here, but trying to get an update as we await match here on our main court.
1 serving 3, I believe, was the latest update.
So that would be in the third set. So that would be the first, third, and deciding set that we've seen all day here. And of course, the rules are a little different in the third set as opposed to the first 2. The sides change it up after 5 points, and it is the first 2-15. Now, you still have to win by 2. But the third set is a little shorter and a little more intense.
Score correction, it's 3-2 USF right now.
All right. Just taking that in. So warm-ups continue on court number 1. UCLA picking up a point.
Tied up now 3-all.
So a little bonus coverage here at Piper Park. Gets that all knotted up. Looks like Rachel Inouye is serving for UCLA. Good bump, Emily. Inouye with the punch shot. Gets the point. Trenton Punahu High School. Same high school as Barack Obama. Just pointed that out. You know that well. Reed tries to drop it in. Carly Jolson throwing it over. Good rally on the far side. Hard kill attempt. Well defended by UCLA. Punch shot. Carly Jolson getting the kill.
That's a play by UCLA. That was well done. Really put a lot of pressure on USF by putting the ball deep. And great defensive effort too.
Now, will your tactics change as the rally gets longer?
I think it's important to just be patient. I think that as you get more and more tired and fatigued, you want to try to end the rally, but you certainly don't want to do that at the expense of making an unforced error. So I think just finding that open court is the key.
So it looks like we're almost ready for play here, back on the main court. Battle of the threes. So we have Courtney Sabahi and Katarina Pilovic. We'll be taking on to those in a moment. Trying to pull up our UCLA roster here. It's like Karsta Lowe and Taylor Formico. Formico actually a local girl. She's from Mountain View. Meanwhile, third set action continuing. The far end, a little bit of a break in the action. So we've seen our first three-set match here on the day. Of course, three-set match, really a test of endurance. One thing I've noticed, some very even matches between UCLA and USF here.
Find some good competitive matches here for sure, Max. You see coaches can make the strategy here. It might look like USF is consulting with the trainer right now. I'm not sure if something happened.
Try to get you the word on that one. Of course, that is at the very far end here at Piper Park. So you can kind of see it at the very edge of your monitor. Meanwhile, Katarina Pilovic and Courtney Sabahi meeting with their coach as they have an opportunity just to take a final break before their match begins.
Ladies, let's go.
USF athletic trainer Gordon Pang, he's checking out, looks like Emily Reed's shoulder. She might have tweaked one. She had a couple tomahawk hits overhead in that last rally. She put a little strain on it. She's kind of describing to him what's going on right there. So.
All right, well, we will try to give you an update on Reed when we have one. In the meantime, it looks like we're ready for play here on the main court. It's Karsta Lowe and Taylor Formico of UCLA taking on Katarina Pilovic and Courtney Sabahi, the University of San Francisco. San Francisco in the green, UCLA in the gray. Pilovic with the opening serve.
Reach, Carson, reach. Yes.
Low at the net.
Nice job. Nice job.
Deflected, and a point for UCLA. This is a very tall UCLA lineup. Taylor Formico serving. A good block by Lowe. So 2 quick points for UCLA here. You know, on the far end, looks like Emily Reed coming back in, going to try to finish this match for USF. Ball in here. Spy at the net. Punch attempt by Karsta Lowe. Heads up play there. So Good start by UCLA, 3 straight points. It's for Miko serving. Pilovic sends it to UCLA side, and a great kill by Karsta Lowe.
Big left-handed swing right there. I'm not sure USF was ready for that. Sabahi, being a left-hander, should always check out your opponent, make sure that they are right-handed or left-handed, so you're not too surprised by what comes at you.
Third set action continuing on the alternate court. We will get you a final when we can. Tied at 5, apparently. I mean, on the main court, UCLA up 4-0 here in the first set. Pilovic up and over. There's a point for the Dons.
Great job by Pilovic there. Just went up, big block by Low, but found a way to squeak it down the line into the corner.
Katarina Pilovic with the Dons on the board. Courtney Sabai serves it down the middle. Rico with the net, blocked by Pilovic. Point Dons.
Great choice there. Even though Pilovic is lined up in the cross court, she's calling to line up for a block down the line, and when they set Taylor, she jumped in and blocked line and got the block.
Sabai serving. Don's picking it up. Formico couldn't get it over. Good start by USF in this one. They lead 5-2 after the first change. I'm sorry, trail 4-3. It's looking at the wrong scoreboard. Sabai serving, lefty, shoots it straight across. Formico up and over, drops it in over Sabai. Point UCLA.
That was a moment there. Pilovic with the big block and a smart shot by UCLA. It's really, really important that defender, Sabahi in this case, just gets to her position and stop before the ball's attacked so that she can make a change in direction.
Karsha Lowe, the lefty serving, right in between two Dons for the ace. Well placed serve there.
Very well placed. Again, just got to communicate well, know who takes the middle.
UCLA, quick lead here, 6-3. Sabahi at the net, drops it in for the point.
Smart play by Sabahi there. She just, this time you could hear a definitive mind when the serve was coming to her. She made a nice pass. Pilovic made a nice set. And Sabahi made a nice pokey kill.
Katarina Pilovic will serve it for the Dons, who trail 6-4 here, early on here in the first set. And all third set action continues on the alternate court. Pilovic serves it short, nearly catching UCLA off guard. Spy defends the UCLA kill, back in the end. Rico at the net, blocked by Pilovic.
Big block by Pilovic there.
Don's getting the point.
Interesting, you're talking, Max, about contrasting or comparable styles, and this is this team of Sabahi and Pilovic is one of the less emotional teams on USF.
Big kill attempt by Lowe on the return. Touch shot by Sabahi. Getting the point for the Dons. Dons are able to tie it up at 6 here through dropping the first 4 points. Good response, and I think that maybe talks to your even kill attitude by this duo.
Steady go, steady as you go, and again, if they can manage not getting too down on errors that they make, then they're going to be fine.
Pilovic serves the last one into the net. Karsa Lowe serving short. And the block from Lowe, point UCLA. Are they going to wave it off? Well, looks like they're going to give it to the Bruins. A very aggressive play by Lowe. And Taylor Formico will serve on the right side. Looks like we'll switch sides here as the teams forgetting that we had reached 14 points. Every 7 they switch it up.
It's happened quite a few times on this court, actually, Max.
Well, you know, you get in the rhythm of things, and I think sometimes it just catches you off guard. You see, block attempt, unsuccessful by Lowe, point Dons.
Even the ball came off of Lowe's hand. She could have, I think it was high enough. She could have turned and ran that down and played it again herself. It's something that in the two-person sand game you're allowed to do.
Right, and you can't do that in the indoor game.
No. Indoor game, you can do it as well.
Oh. Sabai serving. For Miko, big kill down the middle. Point Bruins. Textbook.
Right off the line.
So big response for UCLA. We'll see Karstelow serve for the Bruins. Going more in the middle of the lefty. Trying to paint the edge. Spy ready for it. She tries to float it over. Puts it out of bounds. Point UCLA. Now we're trying to get a score update from the third set action on the far court. Try to get that momentarily. As the main court, UCLA leads 10-7. Low serving. Pillow pitch putting it over. For Miko. Drop shot opportunity. Good dig by the Dons. What teamwork.
Good spot by Pillow pitch there. In the other game, it's 12-8 right now. UCLA's up in the third set.
Again, first to 15 in the third set, but on that last play, great dig by Pillow pitch finishing it off. As UCLA responding, point Karstelow, a little floater over Pillow pitch. Karstelow has the ball, she'll serve into the wind. Floats it down the middle. Miscommunication by the Dons and goes out of bounds. Karstelow will get to serve again. Up 12-8. Right at Sabahi. Third touch Sabahi at the net. Up and over, gets the net and gets the ball to get the point for the Dons. You see the Dons picking up a big point in the third set on the other end. Trying to get a score update.
13-9 UCLA in the third set.
Dons trying to crawl their way back. Meanwhile, we have our first mandatory timeout here on the main court as UCLA leads 12-9. Again, decides taking a break. Every 21 points. We'll try to focus our attention momentarily to the alternate court. What a battle that one's been. As UCLA, I believe, is serving for the match right now. Hope you can see that on the far end. Emily Reed able to keep the Dons alive. Very aggressive play, painting the corner on the far end. USF trails 10, serving 14. Trying to stave off elimination. Reed serving. Good one. Dug out by the Bruins over on USF's end. Action continues on UCLA's end. And that'll do it. So UCLA evening up the battle. As this 5-game series tied at 1. Good fight there by USF.
Good battle by both teams.
So next on that court will be the exhibition, which we'll get to in a moment, but action returning here on the main court. Battle of threes. UCLA up 12-9. Get that 13-9. Good kill by Karstelow down the middle. Low right in front of us. She will serve. Big lefty puts it down the middle. Spy at the net for the kill.
Good play, a little bit better timing. Pillow pitch kept that set a little bit lower. Sabai was able to get there. Nice one.
You see, like, patience in midair there, not going too quickly, just timing it exactly right for the kill.
Yeah, everything that you do in the stands will be a lot more deliberate because it's tougher to move around.
Karstelow sends that one long. Point for the Dons. Another close one here. UCLA up 13-11. Katarina Povic serves that one across. Push attempt. There's that option play. Karstelow taking advantage. So she's been a force inside for UCLA. Formiko in the serving. Pilovic across the net. Back over. Low at the net, up and over. Sabahi rejected by Karsta Low. Point UCLA.
Sometimes it's a strategy to serve the shorter player, thinking that they're not going to be as much of an offensive power, but good taller partner passing the ball through the net gives you the option, gives the power and the offense back to the taller player.
Formiko serving. Pilovic at the net. Cannot get it past Karsta Low. Point UCLA. What a presence she's been inside. We see Taylor Formiko serving it right down the middle. And a strong kill from Pilovic.
Big swing there. That was a great set.
Tremendous power and tremendous accuracy. She's able to really get it across the court, find the corner. The teams will switch sides. UCLA up here 16-12 in the first set. Both squads with a victory here. USF's 4s winning. UCLA's 5s getting it done in 3 sets. A thriller on the other court. Sabahi serving. Formiko up and over for the UCLA point as she floats that one over Pilovic.
And there Sabahi got caught guessing where the ball is going to go to. He was moving. Taylor made the shot high to the corner, so got to remember to stay stopped in defense.
Low serving, a lot of spin on that one. Catches the Dons off guard, get the ace.
Serve there, just threw it up in the wind, blew it down, made it tough to handle.
Low, it's again utilizing the wind. Ball in UCLA's end. Karsta Low punches it over, point UCLA. Very versatile skill set for Low.
She has a lot of tools. This is a tough serve to handle, and of course at the net you score a lot of points, both at the block and the
So you're serving down the middle, and there's an ace.
Kind of lackadaisical play here by the Dons.
Ball now back in Karsta Low's hands, and she is serving for the set. UCLA up here 20-12. The Dons calling timeout, it looks like.
Again, it's a player's option to call timeouts. The coaches are not allowed to call timeouts in the same game, so I think at some point Pilovic and Sabahi felt like they want to take a breather here and think things over.
And again, you get one every game, and one of the big differences between sand and outdoors, we mentioned off the top of the broadcast, more of a player's game. You don't have any substitutions. You don't have as much coaching in game. So really a lot in the players' hands.
Yeah, and this is where players, need to mature quickly. It is up to them. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to run. It's important that if things start to go south for your team, that you guys, that they have to rely on each other and themselves to bounce back out of it. And that's part of the maturation process for young players. And it's great to learn that out here in the sand game, and they bring that back into the indoor game, and it helps them a lot. It's a great benefit.
Yeah, definitely a very steep learning curve here in sand volleyball.
It is. It's as a new sport for us. It's not like a lot of our players have had a chance to grow up in the game. I think for some of the Hawaiian players and Southern California players that grew up with the beach nearby, they grew up playing a lot of sand.
I know. I was looking at the score. Sorry.
Elements and.
So we see a little bit of a scoreboard confusion. I think the scorers thought the set was over. It is not. It's 20-12 UCLA. Ball in Karsta Low's hands. Serve right at Pilovic. Unable to return it, and that's the set. Very impressive first set by Karsta Low, UCLA.
Yeah, fantastic. UCLA has done a good job. They've you can't say that they were challenged that much. They got quite a few easy points off of their serve. So the Dons, if they want to compete here, have got to do a better job with their serve receive and keep the ball play.
Parsley, what's your choice?
But Lowe has certainly shown that she's a force to be reckoned with at the net, both on the option, putting up a big block. The Dons got to figure out what to do with that.
And frankly, a very deceptive server as well. I don't think she gets credit for that.
Absolutely. I think that she showed a couple of different ranges, high serve, deep, and then the medium serve, and she's using the wind to her advantage also. I think that's really smart.
Meanwhile, on the other court, we have warm-ups. We have an exhibition game. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Exhibition match is going to be Kiara McKibben, freshman out of Colorado, and her partner is Jessica Keenan, a sophomore from Southern California.
And then, so this match doesn't count for the standings, but still a great opportunity for players on both teams to really help gain experience in the sand game.
It is. We have an exhibition team because it's important to have alternates in case there's an injury and someone needs to move up. Both Jessica and Kiara train with us every day, so even when we were developing our teams, there's an intermixing of all of our players to play some Queen of the Court and some other type of games to just try to get as many points as you can with whatever partner you have. So it's a good experience for these guys, and we're fortunate that UCLA has an exhibition team so that they can compete as well.
Ready for the second set here. Pilovic, good serve down the middle. Taylor Fornico sends it over. Blocked by Lowe. Punches it over. Too hot to handle. Point UCLA.
Again, Lowe's versatility. You can just see that right there. Using her size. Taylor did a good job of getting that ball up so that Lowe could take a swing at it.
Now we see Taylor Fornico serving. Right at Sabahi. Sabahi third touch, off the netting and over. Low at the net with a bump. Fornico tries to hit it deep, and a great response by USF. I think caught UCLA off guard there. As a sneak shot off the netting, and good for Taylor Fornico. Actually a very well defended ball in that last kill attempt by Sabahi.
Really nice job there. And the reflex play to pop the ball back over in one. Good choice by Pilovic.
No one.
Nico serving again. And Sabahi sending that one into the net. UCLA with a quick lead here. Saw that in the first set as well. Scored the first 4 points. They scored the first 3 in this one. Serve again, coming off Fornico. Good shot down the line from Pilovic.
Good smart shot. I think Sabahi set that ball a little bit too wide for Pilovic, who kind of went with it. Said, okay, this is what you're giving me. Made the best of it. We talk a lot in volleyball about bettering the ball, and she just took a good, smart swing down the line and got the kill.
Well played shot by Pilovic. Gets the Dons on the board here in the third set. Sabahi serving. Fornico returning. She misses wide. Point USF.
I think that's where the big block of Pilovic has an effect there. Sometimes you don't always get the block, but you can psychologically get in a player's head. You may make a mistake.
Pilovic getting, Sabahi getting the ace on that one. It's the ball going off the net and over. Back-to-back points for the Dons. Serving once again low. Back-to-back aces.
I'll tell you, after a 3-0 run, it's so easy to come storming back. And it's 4-3 Dons. Switch.
Find momentum sort of swings like a pendulum in this game.
It really does. And, just being ready when it starts to swing against you, you got to do a lot to just weather the storm and do a couple things to get it swinging back your way.
Sabahi serving once again, too hot to handle for Karsta Lowe.
That's a great job by Sabahi. She got the ace on the other side, switched sides, even with the wind, found a way to get the ace on this side.
Sabahi again, off the netting. It was Lowe to dig that one out. Third touch, kill attempt defended by USF. Great recovery by the Dons. Pilovic putting it over, and Lowe sends it into the net.
Great job by the Dons, putting pressure on UCLA. Made a huge dig by by Pilipich, and then Courtney with a great hustle.
6-3 Dons. They've scored 6 straight. Spy serving again as the streak ends. Lowe putting it up and over for the Bruin point.
I like that run by the Dons right there. They really made UCLA earn that point. They're going to have to pass, set, and take a swing for a side out, which they did. But they made it clear, hey, you're gonna have to run this.
Wind picking up in the late afternoon here. Good serve down the middle from Lowe. Good kill in response by Sabahi.
It's a great recognition. Hey, it's a tight pass by Pilipich. Sabahi, being a left-hander herself, just stepped around the ball, made a great cross-court swing for the kill.
Pilipich with the short serve down the middle. Where'd he go? Kill attempt. Well defended by the Dons. Play at the net. Joust. Won by Karsta-Lowe. Very competitive second set here. Dons, I think, have really responded to the challenge.
They have. They've really limited their unforced errors. They're making UCLA play the ball a lot more. Giving UCLA chances to make some errors.
It's a good kill there from Karsta-Lowe. Using her size and her finesse to get the winner on that one.
Nice high shot down the line there.
So after a commanding 21-12 first set victory, Dons lead 7-6 as they're down a set. Sabahi, kill attempt. UCLA trying to defend it. Cornica sends it back. Now on the Dons end. Pilipich at the net. Wins the battle.
Got the line there. Great shot by Pilipich.
See the squads switch ends. Meanwhile, on the alternate court, exhibition match has gotten underway.
Last play, I really think that UCLA did a great job defending the Dons there. USF had very little room to hit the shot, and kind of in the two-man game, two-person game, you really have to, you can't be everywhere, so you have to play some percentages and force another team to hit a great shot.
We'll see another good serve there from Sabahi. It's UCLA unable to respond. Now 9-6 for the Dons. Sabahi's been very effective from the serve.
Been very good this set.
Now we see her serve into the wind, taking advantage, going right at Formiko. Miko at the net, unable to return it. Point Dons. See in the first set, Dons making a few too many unforced errors. Now applying the pressure, not beating themselves here. We see Sabahi with an ace. No, too long. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon.
Very close.
A little out of our vantage point here. But did not miss by much.
I like the way the Dons are, they're doing exactly what you mentioned. They're not hurting themselves with errors.
In the middle. Go, no one.
Serving. A little touch shot.
Smart shot. Both UCLA defenders back, waiting for the hard-driven shot. Just went up with a light roll shot. Kept it short. Got the kill.
Yep, Courtney Sabahi taking advantage. We see Pilipich on the serve across the court. There's that option shot from Lowe taking advantage. Overturned. All right. Yep, Pilipich sends that serve wide. UCLA gets it right back on the side out. But a good start from USF. They lead 12-8 here in the second set. So Formiko serving on the right corner. Sabahi up and over. Point Dons.
Into the wind. Little topspin, hit the tape, rolled over, got the point.
Dons getting a fortuitous bounce on that one, but as we head to our 21-point mandatory break, Dons have to be feeling good about the adjustments they made here in the second set.
You look at it, they've steadied out. They have made two service errors, but for the most part, they're really keeping the pressure on UCLA. They're making them earn their points. And it's the indoor game. I'll tell you, Max. There's a lot of emphasis on serving the ball now because to get a team on the indoor game out of system is critical because teams side out at such a high percentage rate. But here in the sand game, you have the majority of your plays are out of system. So just making people play the ball can create a lot of point opportunities for yourself. And so, I think that I can tell the Dons are not serving harder. They're serving, I think, maybe a little bit more conservatively, but they're keeping the ball in, which is creating some point opportunities.
One, as you mentioned, number one, nowhere to hide, as you only have 2 people patrolling the court, and also no substitutions in the sand game.
If you get into a rough patch, you have to fight your way out of it.
That's right. You only get 1 timeout to really get yourself out of jam. After that, it's on you.
Just to get your mind right, because it's not really enough time to take a rest. You got to mentally get back into it, get the focus.
Courtney Sabai serving. Low, having to bump it over. Now back in the Don's end. Pilipic, little touch shot. Dug out by Low. Now Low with the kill. Good defense by USF. Pilipic at the net. Gets it over. Battle at the net. Good block. And UCLA wins the battle with the kill.
Good rally.
Great rally.
A couple heavyweights just taking shots at each other right there.
Well, tremendous defense on display on that one.
Both digging and blocking. Saw Pilipic dig one ball and then rush up to the net, get a nice block.
Here comes Low. Second touch option. USF nearly sneaking it over. Good idea by Pilipic. Kill attempt, defended by UCLA. Now we see Low at the net, up. Now back in the UCLA zone. Comes Fornico. And gets a point. Good kill.
Way to see open court. Pilipic decided to rush the net. Maybe thought it was going to be overset, or maybe it's a tight ball that she could get another block on. But Taylor, being the shorter player, does a nice job of seeing the open court and getting the ball there.
Karsha Low. Oh, flat serve. Pilipic. Strong kill. Just a little too strong. As that one sails long. Point for UCLA. And so we have a timeout here. So the Dons using their only timeout of the match. 3 straight points for UCLA out of the mandatory break. USF was up 13-8. UCLA has responded with 3 straight, so they now trail 13-11. And of course, UCLA won the first set 21-12. A very even matchup, really, in all matches that we've seen so far between UCLA and USF. A lot of parity. I think a good job by the coaches, too, of matching up very evenly skilled players.
As partners.
Right, but I meant like the pair, like the opponents we've seen, the 5s, the 4s, the 3s, have all been very evenly matched so far.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. That decision, once it's made to begin competition, it stays relatively the same. There's not too much change between a 5 and a 4, a 4 to a 3. You don't see 5 seeds in one weekend become a 2 seed the next weekend. So the rules kind of prevent that. But yeah, it's just been a great matchup so far.
Carcelo serving. Sabai, little touch attempt, dug out by UCLA, and the kill finished off by Carcelo. Good passing by UCLA on that one.
Good job, good setup there. Tight ball, big hitter, no block.
Yeah, Formico dug it out, and Carcelo finished it off.
Opportunistic team over there.
They've scored 4 straight. So we see a short serve from Low. Touch attempt by the Dons. Good job by Pilipic, taking advantage of the fact that UCLA was crashing a little too in there.
Yeah, it's a ball that was going really tight to the net. She had good body control. Did pretty much the only thing that she could do with the ball. Hit a great shot.
Pilipic with a good shot, and UCLA unable to save it. So Pilipic falls off a good shot with a good serve. And two really aggressive shots, seeing as how she's serving and hitting into the wind here.
This is, I'll tell you, that's two very good plays with the wind at their back. Not easy to do.
Pilipich serving again for the Dons, who lead 15-12 here in the second set. Going across once again, right at Karsta Lowe, unable to handle it.
I tell you, that serve that comes with the wind at your back. It comes at you as a passer, a little higher, a little flatter. Sometimes it's moving a little quicker. Looked like a little hesitation by Lowe there, whether it's in or out, and you kind of get that indecision. Those kind of things happen.
Serve again by USF. Karsta Lowe. Hard kill. Good defense by USF as they're able to almost punch it over. But instead, Sabahi sends it into the net. He had the first two touches there on a really strong kill and just couldn't put it over.
Yeah, you hate those. It's a great dig to save it. Partner saves it for you, and then just at that point, you just got to keep the ball in play there.
Ball back in play. Sabahi, kill attempt, defended by UCLA. Miko at the net, up and over point. Bruins.
Smart play there again. Smaller Taylor versus a big block of Pilipich. Just doesn't try to challenge it, just goes around it.
You see Sabahi at the net, defended. Little push shot on the option by Karsta Lowe. Nicely done. Very competitive second set.
Very competitive right now.
You see a little battle at the net, up and over. Rally continues. Kill attempt by Lowe. She succeeds. This one knotted up at 16s. Again, UCLA taking the first set, 21-12. This one a lot more even, tied at 16. Formiko serving. Put over by Sabahi. Good dig by Formiko, sends it over. Battle at the net, won by Pilipich.
Great shot, great high jump over the big block down the line. It's do or die for USF. I mean, after losing the first set, they're going to have to find to do the things that are going to help them win it, and you're seeing them doing some really productive things for each other.
Sabahi serving. Low at the net, hard kill. No chance for Pilipich.
Big swing.
Yeah. She creates a lot of torque.
Yeah, long levers there.
I see it the low at the bottom of our screen. Missing long on the serve. As the squads will change sides, USF leading 18-17. Again, we thank everyone for joining us. It's part of the first ever San Francisco Invitational Sand Volleyball Tournament here at Piper Park in Larkspur, California. Max Harris joined by Ken Coe.
Great to be here, Max.
Me too. Oh yeah. Pilipich with a strong serve deep in the UCLA corner. They could not get it out. Point USF.
That was a big point for USF. Gives them a 2-point separation. Got the first serve on the switch. First point on the switch, and now if they can just see if UCLA can respond here.
Pilipich turning in the corner, going across once again, right at Lowe. Now we see Lowe at the net, up and over. Lowe winning that battle against Pilipich.
Showed a little cut shot there. Good shot to avoid the block and get the kill.
18 serving 19. Little push shot attempt by Pilipich. Ball on UCLA's end. Third set bump over and out of bounds.
Great talk by USF there. Sabahi saying out to Pilipich, so she didn't run it down and try to touch it.
So USF now serving for the set. Karsta Lowe at the net, up and over. UCLA responds. Great touch shot, just out of the reach of Courtney Sabahi.
UCLA made that look very, very easy right there. Pass on a pretty tough serve by Sabahi. Cross court, lefty into the wind, or against the wind.
Low serving into the wind short. Sabahi at the net, little touch shot. USF evens it up, taking this set 21-19. So we'll see a third set here on the main court.
They didn't get that point. What was it? Open hand.
Maybe not. No violation on USF. Knocks it up at 20. Not quite sure what the call was there.
I believe it was a lift. This official, Stephanie Crane, she enjoys calling lift calls.
All right, well, she called one right there then. Short serve by Lowe. Dons cannot return it. So the wind sort of picks up in the middle of the serve. So now all of a sudden, UCLA with a chance to serve it out. They lead 21-20 here. And serving not just for the set, but for the match. Here comes Lowe. Down the middle. Don's able to dig it out. Pull pitch at the net. Evens it up.
What would our day be without a little drama here, Max?
High pressure shot. Again, the margin of error so small, just a little bit longer, and this match is over. So a very courageous shot there.
Courageous shot, wins at the back. You got to go high over the big block. That means the ball's usually going to carry a little bit longer. A lot of precision and finesse is needed for that shot, and hit it with a lot of pressure as well.
As this set continues, 21-all. Karsta Lowe, big kill, finding the corner.
Option. That was a great pass and essentially set by Taylor to Lowe.
Lowe smiling on that one. I think she knows she got a break. The wind.
Come on. Here, Karsta.
Mariko serving.
Over me, Taylor.
Good block.
She's there. Nobody.
At the net, back in USF's end.
No.
Sabahi, little touch shot. Good dig by UCLA. Lowe sends it over in the option. Now in USF's end.
Fantastic rally there. Fantastic rally. Great play by both teams. Hustling, getting dirty, getting it up.
Yeah, Formico. Oh, sorry. Pilipich sending that one over Lowe. Set tied at 22. Looks like we got a timeout by UCLA. So both teams have now burned their timeouts.
22-all. They figure, hey, let's talk about this. Let's make a push, get 2 points here. USF's been serving very tough, so maybe Coach Stein wants to talk about it a little bit, prepare his team for what's going to be coming at him, and how to start and get that first point, because at this point, winning by 2, winning this point puts a lot of pressure on their teams. They have to come back and tie the score.
One again, a big psychological difference here for UCLA. The way you're seeing it, you need 2 points to win the match. If you're USF, you're looking at 2 points to stay alive and force a third set. So a very different dynamic in that sense.
Absolutely.
But very competitive second set as the USF squad of Katarina Pilipich and Courtney Sabai not going away easy here.
It's a fight. They're very competitive teams here, and this is the big match. Being the number 3 with 4 and 5 going 1-1 for both schools. This is an important match here.
Yeah, a lot at stake. Sabai serving. Taylor Formico sends it deep and sends it in. Point. UCLA, they lead 23-22.
That's a good shot by Taylor. Good pull by Pilipich to back up, but shot just high enough and just deep enough to be out of reach.
Now Karsta Lowe with an opportunity to serve it out for the match. Comes the lefty, sends it down the line. USF trying to put it over, a bump on the third touch to get it over in the UCLA end. Kill opportunity. Karsta Lowe sends it long. I think she'd want that one back.
I'll tell you, that was a save it play by Sabahi. Pass it high enough, but Taylor had a lot of time to get that ball too low.
And the Dons give it right back as Pilipich sends that one to the net. So now Taylor Formico a chance to serve it out for the match. UCLA up 24-23. Aggressive serve, tries to sneak it down the line. Good return by USF. A third touch, bump. Long. Yeah, that's long for Karsta Lowe.
It's a great serve. Pilipich actually overpassed that ball. It looked like it was going out. But UCLA played it. Scores tied.
Tied at 24. Good serve from Sabahi. And a strong kill from Karsta Lowe. as UCLA gets another opportunity to serve it out for the set. So an incredibly competitive second set. Now again, you got to win by 2. It's part of the deal. UCLA now up 25-24 as the Dons have staved off, what, 4 or 5 match points here?
They have. Low serving into the wind.
See what she does here. She served it short before. Dons needing a bump on the 3rd attempt. Back into UCLA end. The net, a joust.
Oh my goodness.
Won by USF to stay alive. Battle at the net.
That was, again, the 2 heavyweights going at it. Two fighters.
51st point of the set coming up. And a strong kill, too hot to handle. Karsta Lowe getting all of that one.
Big swing there, big swing. This has become very routine for them. Serving Taylor pumps it up. High enough in the middle of the court, low putting it away.
Match point for Taylor Florico. And that'll do it, a sneak serve. UCLA getting it done in straight sets, needing extra points, winning this one 27-25, but an incredible effort by Katarina Pilipic and Courtney Sabahi here.
Yeah, it was a good match, and it was at the end, it was a battle. So.
Yeah, and with that, UCLA takes a 2-1 advantage here over USF. Now we have 2 more competition matches. We'll have a battle of 1 here at the main court. And then our second court on the right, we'll have a battle of 2s. Now we do have the exhibition match in progress, but they'll be followed by the number 2 squads on either team. As the sun is coming out.
So playing a little peekaboo with us today, Max.
It has been. Maybe we'll stay. It was definitely a partially sunny day or partially cloudy, depending if you're a glass full, half full, or half empty guy. But a tremendous event. And I gotta ask you this, so seeing as how it's been a little cooler, what kind of effect does it have when you're sitting around and you're one of the later pairings and you're just waiting to play?
It's tough on the body, I think, to get cold and have to warm up again, and it's not easy. But I know that both teams are very, very motivated. So they've been doing things to stay warm on the sidelines and root on their teammates, and then be ready to go when it's their turn.
Right, and of course you do get a 15-minute warm-up period in between matches, so in about 15 minutes we will have you. The Battle of the Ones here on the main court. As we've had a full day of volleyball action today, kicked out at 9 a.m. between UCLA and Hawaii. So a full day event here at Piper Park in Larkspur.
Yeah, great competition. Again, I think relatively, sure we wouldn't mind if it had been a little warmer, but it's been dry, so we'll take it.
What's the rest of the schedule for USF like going forward after today?
We have several matches coming up. I believe the next one that we have is going to be at Sacramento State. And then we'll have a duel at Stanford. So we're just beginning our schedule. There's a lot of volleyball to be played for us. We had a really nice win at Cal, 3-2. So that was a good way to start our season. And we took our lumps from Hawaii this morning, but I think that, again, the experience that we had playing a top team like that really gives us an idea of where we want to get to be. So it was fantastic playing them, and I think their team's got a chance to showcase what they can do as well. They have some. It's not a matter of whether or not we can do it; it's just being able to do it at more and more of a consistent level.
Of course, if you're looking for USF Dons sand volleyball news and information, you can always go to usfdons.com. They have full coverage of not just the sand volleyball team, but every USF Dons athletic squad. Of course, we're streaming live today on W.TV First time that sand volleyball is being streamed on the network.
It's a historic moment.
And what a showcase for the sport, for the program, for the school, and the opportunity for fans at home to be able to take in the action.
Hope everybody out there is enjoying it.
Right, and we're hoping that W.TV is apparently going to become a larger part of all West Coast Conference events. Really exciting news as schools in the conference transition and make it a more regular occurrence to up the quality of the streaming for all athletic events. In the W.TV, all the action, anytime, anywhere. So what can we expect of this final match here on the main court?
Well, I think that the pairings of Zaloznik and Stengla, I think against UCLA's top pair, I believe it's, you know who the top pair is yet, Max?
Well, we're pulling that up as we speak. I know one of them, Jessica Guamo.
Australian?
Aussie. I wonder what time that is in Australia. I mean, we talked about Hawaii, we talked about Israel. Australia's what? It's from the Gold Coast, so
Yeah.
14, 15 hours probably.
I would guess.
Maybe a little more. So it is a very early Tuesday. Oh no, what day is it? Today's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
All right,
so
I got my days mixed up. So very early Friday morning.
Correct.
Always one day ahead, but
Correct.
we had our Hawaiian fans enjoying their Thursday morning breakfast. I think we got our Australian fans enjoying their Friday morning breakfast.
Friday morning breakfast. Well, I think that you know, we feature two teams here that are 0-1 for the day. So again, this is an opportunity for one of the teams to go 1-1, and the other one's ultimately going to be 0-2. So with this being the number one pairings, there's a lot of pride involved here, and certainly we should expect a very competitive game. You're going to see these teams, okay, when teams feel like they really need to get a win there, you're going to see them be very resourceful. And I think that what I mean by resourceful is they're going to be using all the tricks in the bag that they have. They're going to be using the elements, and the wind is kicking up a little bit more, so they're going to be taking advantage of that, hitting certain shots that are better to use in certain win situations. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be really exciting.
And of course, this is the second match for both of these squads, so they're leaving everything out there.
They are. They will be.
UCLA 2-1 so far over USF after 3 matches. We see warm-ups right in front of us on the main court. Hawaii looking very impressive this morning. 5-0 sweeps against both UCLA and USF. Very good squad coming in from the islands.
Yeah, Hawaii is I think the most has played the most this year, but certainly they're coming in with some very good players. They've had some good start to their road trip.
So we have a little bit of a break in the action on the exhibition match on the far court. We're waiting resumption of play here on the main court. Battle of the Ones here at Piper Park. As we thank each and every one of you joining us, whether you're in America, Australia, Israel, Slovenia, Croatia, some of the many nations we know are tuning into this one. Germany as well, from what I'm told. There's definitely an international flavor to this first ever W.TV sand volleyball extravaganza here, Larkspur, California at Piper Park. Tremendous 2-court facility here on the North Bay, as the USF Dons needing to cross the Golden Gate Bridge today to make their way here into Marin County. Really an incredible and scenic site for volleyball. It's just to our left, we can see Mount Tam. And not too far behind us is the Pacific Ocean. So we have a strong wind coming off Pacific, blowing west to east, which is where the courts are set up. Both of them west to east. But the sun is coming out, at least for now, and we hope it stays that way. So we've had partially sunny days here in San Francisco. Again, a tremendous showcase for the sport of sand volleyball. We've been quite fortunate to be able to bring you all the action. Streaming live on usfdons.com and the W.TV. So we've had 4 different cameras circling around, and our technical producer and head honcho Pat Stacy has been able to make it happen here. So he served as an integral part of all USF Dons athletic events, making the magic happen here from Larkspur. And again, a 15-minute warm-up in between matches. So you see both teams on the court right now. And of course, they'll have the opportunity to talk to their coaches for one final time before they take the sand. As I talked about with Ken, sand volleyball, a lot more of a player's game. 2-on-2, no substitutions, only 1 timeout. Players can't even receive coaching in-game. That's against the rules. So practice, certainly a big part of the equation. But more importantly, players being able to trust each other on the court, communicate their assignments verbally, as well as non-verbally with hand signals, pre-serve. They let their partner know which lines they're going to take in any given play. So we're just minutes away from the start of the match. Third match we're bringing to you from the main court here between UCLA and USF. Team of Karsta Lowe, Taylor Formico defeating Katarina Pilipic. Courtney Sabai, that was our most recent match. It was Lowe and Formico winning that match, 21-12 and then 27-20-5. So a very hotly contested battle. And the first match we had here on the main court was a battle of 4s. Skylar Dykstra her squad in UCLA. Jenny Frommer also being able to knock off Becca Kapovic and Anya Shigoda 21-15 and then 21-11, another straight set victory for the Bruins. But again, UCLA leading 2-1 here through 3 matches. And we will play a total of 5 matches no matter what. So we have Ken joining us here.
Good to be back, Max.
Yeah, and we thank you for joining us. I think it's been a great event here in Larkspur. A couple more matches. We see UCLA getting set. Players taking a final break on the end.
Did we get a score update on this exhibition match over here?
No, we did not, but we'd be very happy to have one if we could.
We'll check on that.
All right, so Ken's going to run down, tell us what we need to know. UCLA stretching now. They got Jessica Naguamo. She's wearing the number 1 jersey, gray. She'll be joined by Camilla Tan in San Diego. It's UCLA rocking the gray tops. Countered by the Dons, going with the green. Traditional USF colors. So the wind's certainly a factor. It's picking up. And Ken, can you tell us what's going on down there?
Sure. Exhibition match, UCLA over USF with the first set, 21-19, and leading the second set, I believe it's 14-11.
Stiff breeze coming off the Pacific Ocean right now.
It's not a balmy breeze, Max.
This is a big boy breeze.
Big boy breeze.
So some competitive action on both courts here. We're just about ready for play.
Very spirited player, that Jessica Keenan.
Of course, we saw the number 1 squad for the Dons in action earlier. Valentina Zaloznic and Sarah Stangela. Looks like we're just about ready to resume play here. Both squads rather, going to net to embrace before the match. So big time international flavor in this one. We got 3 out of the 4. Zaloznic with the ball. She'll start to serve for the Dons. She's wearing the 2 bib. Stangela wearing number 4. And here we go. Short serve. Back in the USF end. 1 touch and over. And up and over. Good job by Tan.
As you can see, both players with USF in long sleeves and tights, UCLA in tank tops. So you have to wear the same uniform for your pair.
All right. Guamo with the serve. And USF getting the line. Good job by Zlowski. Now I wonder if there's an argument between the girls, like whether or not to go long or short.
They got something they got to work out amongst themselves.
Part of being a team, I guess. Flip a coin. Rock, paper, scissors. I wonder how they settle it, though. Stangel with the ball. 1-1, early going. Serves it down the middle. Both UCLA players going for it. Tam at the net. Strong kill defended by the Dons. Stangel at the net. Gets the cross winner.
It's a great dig by Stangla and a nice set by Zaloznic just to give Sara the opening to get that angle on the cut shot. So we'll see defense.
See Stangla serving from the middle. Right at Tam. Tam at the net, up and over. Good defense by USF as they catch UCLA backpedaling. Good kill from Stangla.
Fantastic defense here. Again, the high roll shot was open, but Stangla ran it down and made a nice swing.
Stangla serving down the middle as the Dons lead 3-1. Great cross-court shot by Nguama. Puts the serve back in UCLA's hands. Tan. Also working from the middle. She serves it to her right. Great shot there from Slasko. A little misdirection on that one.
It's a nice high cut shot. Again, with that reach that Zaloznic has, that's an easier shot than for the rest of us.
It's a ladge. All right then. Stangla sending it just long, expressing her frustration, but all smiles.
You know she just missed that. It's the right idea.
And again, the good kind of frustration as the team switch ends. I'd call it competitive frustration.
Sure, I think that players, even though they might not have gotten the point, if it's something that they meant to do and they just missed, they know that they'll get the next one.
See Nguamo serving down the middle and long. Good communication by the Dons to let that one go.
This wind blowing their direction, it's critical right now to have good communication.
Stangla on the serve. Guamo with the net. Rejected. Good job by Zloznic.
Big block by Zloznic. Did a nice job dropping in. Just took a little bit more room than she initially showed and got the block.
Don's picking up the point. Zloznic's rejection at the net. This one sailing overhands as Tan puts it down the line for a Bruin point. Dons with an early 6-4 advantage here. Tan down the middle. Zloznic unable to get that as Jessica Nguamo reaches over, sends it down for another Bruin point. USF leading 6-5 here as UCLA serving. Tan down the middle. Good serve. USF unable to respond.
Yeah, again, that serve with the wind behind it, it comes a little higher. Caught Stengel a little high up in the chest and not able to control that ball as well.
Tan serving again. Trying to find the corner. Zlotnich, cross court and out of bounds wide. Meanwhile, on the other court, looks like UCLA took down the exhibition game. Tan serving. Short. Couple bumps by the Dons. And good net play by Nguamo. Easily picking up another point.
Yeah, 3 errors by USF in a row here have led to UCLA lead by 1.
As warm-ups have begun on the far court for our final match of the day against the Twos. Tan with the serve. Velasquez at the net. Kill. Too strong.
Hey, let's go!
So Don's picking up, the Bruins picking up the point. So we'll switch ends. UCLA up 8-6 here in the early going.
So normally you got to be mentally tough. Got to be ready to make relax a little bit more, but that helps. UCLA service mistake helps.
Well, Tan serving out of bounds. Again, we talked about this with these two #1 teams sitting around for a very long time. Sometimes it takes them a little bit just to get into the flow. Zlotnich serving down the middle. Tan at the net, up and over, and gets the roll. Tough break.
On the tape there.
Lucky bounce for the Bruins. Gives them a 9-7 advantage. Nguamo gets the serve again. Little floating serve. Too hot to handle. Stengler misses it. UCLA leading 10-7 here in the first set. Another strong serve down the middle. It's again splitting the Dons defense.
It's a very, very effective serve right now. It's a top spin serve into the wind. It's going to, you can hit a little faster. It's going to drop a little bit more, and USF's got to make an adjustment here to figure out who takes the ball in the middle of the court.
Nguamo putting that one in the net, but getting a lot of sink on her serves.
That top spin creates a lot of bite on the ball, and it just drops.
Serve returning to USF. Trail 11-8. Stengler served it. Camilla Tan catching the net on the kill attempt. Unforced error for the Bruins. Here comes Stengler again, going cross. Nguamo at the net. Cross court. Just out of bounds. Oof. Not missing the corner by much.
Talking about a touch there. Didn't see a touch. So point USF on the switch. Down 10-11. Interesting. Both teams have scored more points on the side here with the wind behind them than the wind against them.
So we have our first mandatory timeout. Fairly even, a little sloppy maybe in the early going, but certainly a very competitive battle.
You can clearly see that both teams are skilled. They can handle the ball well. They have the strategy. They have the tactics. But it comes down to, you can see with some of those points there in that last 7 before the switches. If you serve, can you control that first contact? Can you get the ball to your partner? Can your partner get the ball to you? And can you execute some of those tactics that you have drawn up in your game plan? So,
right, and I think that thing that goes both ways, the ability to dictate what you want on the serve versus not allowing the serving team to dictate when you're on return.
Correct. You don't want to serve lollipops because that's not going to get you anywhere, and so you want to serve and put some pressure on your opponent so that they they aren't able to do whatever they want to do. They are a little bit uncomfortable.
Stangler serves. Floats that one down the middle. Guamo at the net, going across. Great dig out attempt, but the Dons unable to get that. Good hustle by Stangler.
Good touch.
Yep.
Great shot, though, by UCLA to go high cross court.
Now we have Jessica Nwamo. Serves that one deep. Slosnick at the net, going across. Nicely done.
I think a little miscommunication by UCLA with which they're going to block and which way they're going to pull, but Volleyball, again, that high contact, using all the court.
Shannon responds by serving that one to the net, but on that last kill, a good read and a better reaction by Slosnick. See Camilla Tan serving down the middle. Stangler at the net. And an illegal set by UCLA.
Interesting. Interesting call.
All right, picks up the point for the Dons. Close one, first set. Stangler serves it short. Battle at the net. And a good kill by Camilla Tan.
Tan, big swing. That was good, even with the big block of Jalozic there. Came out and ripped it.
So with that, UCLA leads 14-12. Jessica Nwamo serving. Almost faking out the Dons there. Block the net. Now back on the Dons' end. Set and the spike. Defended by UCLA. See Tan at the net. So we'll just sort of sneak it in there.
Yeah, nice cut shot there. Big block up, and again, good body control. Sets in the right location, and can make that shot. That's a lot more difficult than it looks.
UCLA leading 15-12 serving. Deep serve. Pair of bumps by the Dons. This ball remains in their end. Now for the UCLA. Out of bounds. Good attempt by Tan. Not missing by much.
Close shot, right idea. Just missed the line.
UCLA with a 15-13 advantage here in the first set. This is the fourth of 5 between UCLA and USF. UCLA with a 2-1 advantage, but regardless of the outcome here, all 5 matches will be played as the twos are warming up. That'll be the last match of the day on the far court. Sneaky serve there. Vlasnik getting it done. I don't think UCLA was ready for that one.
No, I think that's one of those high-risk, high-reward serves right there. That was very close to the line. Might have gone either way, but you know it's that close. You just got to play it.
Zlazis working the corner again. Tan at the net, strong kill.
Another big swing there. Again.
Bruins get back on the board. They lead 16-14 here in the first set. Tan serving short. Stangler trying to sneak it over. Of Tan. Battle the net in the Don's end. Second touch opportunity. Just a little short from Zlasnik.
Yeah, this might be a little frustrating for USF right now. Some of these little plays are just not going their way, but they got to hang in there. It's still close.
Tan serving right at Stangler. She's unable to return it. Point Bruins. Teams.
Timeout, I think.
Yep.
USF.
I was trying to do the math in my head. It's 18-14. I'm like, I don't think that's a multiple of 7. It's like, does 32 divide by 7? I don't think it does, but I didn't want to say it because then it'd be like, this guy doesn't know how to do his math. Where'd you get this guy? So, yes, indeed, you're right, Ken. It is a timeout, and I'm spared of any humiliation, which is really terrific.
Good timeout for USF. I mean, I think this is the time of the game where, you know, okay, you get a misplay here, misplay there. It's not that bad, but then you know when you start letting it affect you, and your focus and your concentration drops a little bit, and then you shank a pass. Now you're giving away points that you really can't give away. So, we need, it's a good call by, I don't know if it was Zolojic or Stangler who called it, but it's a good time for a timeout.
And again, for the Dons, they trail here 18-14 in the first set. And I think that you're right. That was a good timeout. I mean, you don't want to use that timeout before things get out of reach here.
Right. Getting to 21, there's UCLA is 3 points away from the win, so they got a little catch up. If they can use that timeout and get this point here, then it's been effective.
Ball back in play. Battle at the net in the Dons' end. Stangler. UCLA getting a piece of that one. As UCLA bumping that one over into the Don zone. And a great little cut shot by Zlosnic.
Again, I think that was a great time for a timeout. USF bouncing back. Great rally by both teams there. Impressed with how UCLA got a touch on the block, but they ran it down, made the dig.
Zlosnic serving after the kill, going down the line once again. UCLA trying to get it back over, off the net, into the Don's end. And a strong kill, too hot to handle for Sarah Stangler.
Good 2 points for USF out of the timeout.
Won a great job of really putting themselves in great position after that serve.
Yeah, it starts with the serve, too. This is a good high-pressure serve here.
Zlosnic missing long on that one.
That's always the danger. Go too aggressive and risk making an error.
But that's almost like the cost of doing business, if you will. You sort of know, high risk, high reward.
Sure. And we know that no one, if you're going to serve 100% of all your ball, all the serves in, the chance of you getting aces is probably not going to be that great. So there is an acceptable serve error percentage.
Strong kill defended by UCLA. Battle at the net, won by Zlosnic and the Dons.
Good heads-up play there, being ready. Tight ball, not much else that could be done with it.
USF winning 3 out of 4 after the last timeout. Stangler serving. Guamo at the net. Don's playing a little defense, turning it to offense. And a good cut shot by Zlosnic. Pick up a point.
Great play by Zlosnic there to back off, drop, make the pokey dig, and then very deceptive cut shot there. Could have kind of, from this perspective, looked like she was going high line, but went hard cut.
Stangler serving in the UCLA end. Tam at the net and can't get it over. This game is now tied. The Dons are down? I think 18-14 at the timeout.
18-14, correct.
So they've won 5 of the last 6 points. I'd say it was a pretty good timeout.
Good timeout. Good time for it. UCLA is trying to do the same here, trying to stop USF's momentum. I think it's a good timeout for them with game 21, with it not at 19 again. That they put together 2 solid points here and pull it off. So I think that's what their goal is. USF's got to find a way to maintain the momentum that they've built for themselves.
Yeah, definite battle of attrition in this early going, as we've seen both teams use their timeouts here in the first set.
We talked about before the match started, we talked about resourcefulness, and they're going to use everything that they can to give themselves the edge and give themselves a chance. And so certainly, pride is not an issue here. I mean, pride is an issue here, but to not call a timeout because I think that this is what we're seeing right here.
Yep. Leaving no stone unturned here. Guamo sends that one over back into the USF end. Touch shot attempt by Stangler. Kill attempt by Tam. Slaj just punching it over. Now see, battle at the net. Controlled by USF. Now back in their end. Zlosnic at the net. Good dig attempt by UCLA.
Great touch by UCLA.
But the Dons prevail. Great rally there.
Great rally there. And I think you got to see that, especially with Zlosnic, is patience. There's a lot of patience there to take care of the ball, don't rush, make a good swing.
Now the Dons find themselves serving for the set. Stangler putting it over. Guamo up and over. Great shot.
Just smart right there. Smart, knows with the ball being way over there by the right sideline. Stengler has to respect the majority of the court in the cross court, so he just went high over his just block for the kill.
This one even at 20. Short serve from Tam. Stengler attempting the cross court kill and missing it well wide. So UCLA with a chance to close out the set. They lead 21-20 here. It's the first set. It's Camilla Tam with the ball. Serving it right at the Dons. And a kill.
Right in the corner.
Answer right back. Great shot from Zlaznic. This game knotted up at 21s as the two teams will switch sides. 42 divided by 7 is a full number. Here comes Zlaznic. Battle at the net as this rally continues. Tam trying a touch shot. USF in control. Zlaznic. Just missing. Putting it into the net.
Yeah, she really needed that ball to be more high in the middle of the court and over her head. Really hard to hit that ball cross court when the ball's flying over your head like that.
UCLA up 22-21. Guamo serving it out for the set. Puts it down the middle. Stengel at the net. Kill attempt dug out by Guamo. Putting it up and over. And UCLA will take the first set 23-21.
Great first game here. This is a back and forth battle, and you watch two teams that have really done a great defensive plays, great offensive plays, great serving, using their timeouts. I think that game showcased a little bit of everything.
Meanwhile, on our secondary court here, we have the twos battling it out. Who's that for USF?
USF is Melina Terrell from Richmond, California, and Jurija Vlasic from Croatia.
All right, we'll try to get the UCLA pairings in a moment. So we have number 13 and number 25. Just pulling
13, Zoe Nightingale.
All right. I'll tell you 25 in a moment. Let's pull out the wrong piece of paper. 25, Maddie Smith.
Maddie Smith.
Corona Del Mar. So, obviously, big matches on both courts. It's UCLA up 2-1 in the series. 5 matches total, and we will keep you posted on what's going on in court number 2. So that match has just begun. You can kind of see it in the background. Sort of on the far side. It's the way to keep tabs. But the scoreboard on your screen is that of the match that we have on the main court between Jessica Nguamo, Camilla Tam, UCLA, Sarah Stengeli, and Valentina Zlaznic, USF. So we have a long break here after a very long first set. That one needing a total of 44 points before UCLA took it 23-21.
USF up 4-2 in the number 2 group, number 2 seed pairing.
Yep, early going in the first set, make it 5-2. Those squads switching ends. Teams take an opportunity to benefit from this long first set break. Chance to sit down, get something to drink, have a word with their coaches. Bruins off to a quick 4-1 start. Now again, both teams burned their timeout in the first set. Tan serving. Stangla, third touch. Aggressive shot down the middle. Tan over with the winner. Little cut shot. Good start for UCLA here in the second set. As the ball will return to Camilla Tan. She'll serve once again. She sets up in the middle. Puts that one in the net. What do the Dons have to do to get back in this one?
I think that missed serve certainly helps them get the ball rolling. I think that they're kind of at a position right now where you keep pressure on a team that's struggling a little bit. It's hard to come back from, but they can serve the ball in and stop, limit their unforced errors.
Good block by Zlaznic at the net. Third touch. Puts it back in UCLA's end. Bomo at the net. Israeli continues. Here comes Stangla. Kill down the middle. Misses that one. A little too strong.
You can see UCLA's doing a great job. We talked about this a little bit before, Max, of putting the ball in the front third of the court, closest to the net, or the deep third of the court. USF is usually hitting the ball in the middle third of the court. And
we've seen a good serve there by Nuamo.
And that's where it's not challenging UCLA enough to score the points. When they do go for the deep third, then it's an error. So they're forced to be more conservative, and they're gonna have to take some risks here, calculate risks, and trying to find ways to score some points. That's a good shot by Zlaznic.
Nuamo at the net, up and over. Good defense by the Dons to pull out the point.
Good heads-up play by Zlaznic there. It's just a pokey. Stangla made such an effort to get to that ball, went down in the sand, wasn't going to get back up and recover no matter where Zlaznic set it, so she went over and got the point.
Yep, strong point just in front of the baseline. Stangla serving. And UCLA answering point in the line.
Just got the line back there in the corner.
Yep. Good job by Camilla Tan. UCLA up 8-3, up 1-0 here in the second set. A good serve by Tan. Outstanding effort by Stangla, but just puts it out of bounds. UCLA now leading 9-3. Both this pair serving in the middle. I'll spin on that one. Blocked at the net. Nuamo besting Stangla. UCLA picking up another point. Of course, these courts have seen a lot of action here. So we see a timeout. I guess it's 1 per set, maybe? Or 2 total?
Each team gets 1%.
Oh, 1 per set. All right, so there you go.
Yeah, USF interesting there. I think UCLA's strategy here is to serve the ball to Stangla and to try to get Stangla to side out against them. Got her on a couple serves to get a couple easy ones, and so what they did is they USF used an interesting tactic to switch sides. When UCLA wasn't fooled, they went right back at Stangla again and got another point with the block. So I think that's what they're going to keep working on. They're going to keep trying to go at Stangla with their serve, and maybe once in a while go at Zlaznic to catch her sleeping and not being ready. So both the Zlaznic and Stangla got to be ready to go, but Stangla's going to have to just know that the ball's going to be coming at her. She's got to find a way to side out here and score points.
Ready for play here. UCLA up 10-3. Camilla Tan serving. And Sarah Stangla unable to return that one. Team switch sides. Now this is the 9th match of the day on this court. Starting to see the effects.
With the surface?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. They were going to rototill the sand before this match began, but they came out and just decided to play on it anyways. The coaches were talking and said with all the play, it's kind of a human rototill, so it's actually softer. I think it's not as hard as it was after the rain from last night, so I think it's good condition, but you can see some big divots that's going to affect how players are going to be moving around.
Slosnich picking up the point with the cut shot. Now serving. Back-to-back points for the Dons as UCLA unable to return that one. USF rather, trying to crawl their way back into this one. 5 serving 11 here in the second set. They lost the first set, 23-21. Slosnich serving down the line on the right side. Big kill opportunity. Militan buries it.
Good swing by UCLA. USF tried to change up their blocking defensive scheme a little bit with Valentina pulling into the cross court, but Tan hit the ball with enough pace and power to get the kill.
Meanwhile, USF up 13-9 over in the other court as Jessica Nwamo answers with an ace.
Great serve down the line. Again, with that topspin into the wind, it's staying on track and dropping and biting a little bit. Got the ace.
11-5 UCLA. Nwamo serving again. Off the net. No dice. Point USF. Sarah Stanglin now serving it for the Dons. Down the middle on the right side. Battle at the net. Won by UCLA.
Good hit off the block. Good high swing. Got some fingers, but the touch and the ball going out of bounds, out of reach of Stangla. It's a good point by UCLA.
Yeah, Camilla Tan out muscling her on that one. Now Tan with the ball. She'll serve. Down the middle, miscommunication by the Dons. And a little too late on the reaction there.
And right now, you can tell USF is struggling to find an answer for the serves. Again, just to relax, come up with a plan, stick to it, and communicate a little bit sooner. And this is important to do. There's a lot of things going on in a player's mind right now to think about getting the win, but the first thing that before a win happens is to make a good pass on the ball. So they're going to have to just get back to the fundamentals and the basics, work hard together, and it'll come together for them.
Yeah, because USF finds himself in a bit of a hole right now. They trail 15-6 here in the second set. I think this 21-point mandatory timeout probably came at a pretty good time for the Dons.
Agreed. Since they already used their first timeout, now they kind of get a little breather here and get a chance to regather themselves. Game's not over yet, but they were down before and they showed they could come back. So let's see if they can put together a little run here.
And if you're the Dons coaching staff, you're trying to preach, well, 1 point at a time, right?
Absolutely. It seems like such a large margin to overcome, but it will be done one at a time. And if they can give their best on every touch, then gives them the best possibility.
Well, Tan serving. Stangler unable to respond to that one. So another point for the Bruins. They find themselves within 5 points of wrapping this match up. Now we see Tan in the corner, sitting her down, mostly down the middle, mixing it up. Youssef turning that one on a set. Nwamo up and over. Point Bruins.
That was a great shot. Great shot over the big block of Zaloznik.
Tremendous finesse on that one.
And again, when you have a lead like this and you relax, things come easier for you.
That's right.
Tension that really hurts it.
Cross-court serve and short. Good serve by Tan. Attempts the kill and sends it right into the net. So the Dons getting back on the board. Now 17-7 for UCLA. Here's Valentina Slosnich. Gets an opportunity to serve. On the right side, serves it down the line. Tam at the net. Kill defended by Slosnich. Another kill attempt. Tam puts that one into the net.
Great dig by Zaloznik there. Good reflexes, drops back a little bit, ball comes hard at her, sticks an arm up, keeps the ball alive.
I'll see Slosnich serving. Deep right side. Serves it straight. Right at Tam. Tam at the net. Cross-court kill.
Big swing.
Yeah. Well executed. Perfect spot.
Perfect spot.
Just a good reaction as the Dons were crashing in. Took advantage and executed a perfect shot. See, almost serving. Strong kill.
Everything's going UCLA's way right now.
That's right, Stangler hitting it right at Tam. Tam pretty much deflecting it over for the point. So definitely danger zone for the Dons here. They trail 19-8 in the second set. Bruins 2 points away. And that serve goes into the net. And that's an aggressive serve, and I think something you could do when you're up 19-8. Really try to go for the kill.
Absolutely. I think that's a good strategy. Hey, if you get a chance to really just earn a point without having to do a rally, then you go for it.
Stangler serving. A little more conservative. Great block by Zlaznic to get the Dons the point. Dons not done yet. No. They trail 19-10 here. The second set. Stangler serving short. Tam digs it out. Third touch. The cutter for the win.
Yeah, that's a nice high reach. Just keeping it simple. Good execution.
Just a good job of really just directing the fingertips. Tan serving. Dons live to fight another point.
Good option by Zoloznik. I think that's a good thing. If Stangler can pass the ball up there and allow Zoloznik to use her height and to hit the option, also that's a good strategy too.
Dons facing match point at the net. Tam puts the end to this one. UCLA victorious here, 23-21 and 21-11 here. Straight set victory gives the Bruins their third victory of the Dons. They lead 3-1.
Great match by UCLA. Again, it's a very, very close first set, but they stayed steady. They kept on it. They adopted. They found a little weakness in USF and kept pressing it.
Great job by the Bruins to really put the hammer down in the second set. As we have one more match on the day in progress here, that's on the far court. Battles of the twos.
I'll go look for a score update, Max.
Well, in the meanwhile, we're going to try to get you a little bonus coverage. Perhaps. Yep, we will. So we're going to try to get a camera down there to give you a better look at the action. UCLA leads the series 3-1 over USF. Ken, what can you tell us about that match down there?
Looks like set one is just finished, and USF prevailed 21-15. So it's set one to the Dons in the number 2 pairing.
Number 2 pairing for both teams, and the Dons trying to salvage a victory against a very good UCLA team. Trying to get you the full information. So we see Melina Terrell for the Dons, and she is joined by Yuria Vlasic.
Yuria Vlasic.
Yuria Vlasic. All right. Again, this is the first ever San Francisco Invitational. We join you live from Larkspur, California, just north of downtown. Max Harris, Ken Coe with you on the W.TV and USFDons.com. The first ever sand volleyball event televised on the W. So glad we could be making history here. Larkspur.
It's been a good day of volleyball. I think that this is, again, just great competition here, even though it looks like it's going to come down to the wire here. And we've had some, I think, with UCLA up 3-1.
That's right, in the series, of course.
With one match left to go, I think that looks like USF may be able to pull this one out.
Right, and if you're just joining us, this was a 3-team event, as the other participants were the Rainbow Warriors from Hawaii. Won all 5 matches against UCLA this morning, and then took all 5 against USF in the early afternoon. for UCLA as we give a little bonus coverage. It's like Zoe Nightingale, Sacramento native, so no stranger to the Bay Area. She's joined by Maddie Smith. You see a good dig by Smith, but unsuccessful as the Dons pick up the first point.
Great pokey by Yuria there. Just a knuckle pokey high. It was going to land in the back third of the court again. That would, if it was in the middle third of the court, it would have been much easier to make a controllable play on that ball.
Vlasic serving, unable to get it over. Evens it a 1-1. Maddie Smith with the ball. She'll be serving. The righty sends it across. The Don's end. Little net play. Strong kill. Going just wide. Good attempt, though, by Vlasic.
Good, strong, aggressive swing. Just a little bit long.
Gives the Bruins the point. They lead here 2-1. As you can see, we've actually adjusted our score graphic. Big thanks to Pat Stacey for all his help today. Little net play. Don's even it up. Good kill there.
Good shot by Molina. Over the block. High cross court. Away from the defender.
This one knotted up at twos here. Molina Terrell serving. Maddie Smith with the bump. Nightingale with the kill. Misses long. Sun is returned here, and it's certainly welcome.
It's a little cold right here in the booth, Max.
It is. Terrell on the serve. Some net play. Good aggressive play by Vlasic there.
Maybe they'll let us be an exhibition team after we get done here, Max, so we can warm up a little bit. What do you think?
I don't have the shoes for it. I guess I'll have to play barefoot. William Terrell serving. Maddie Smith sending it down the middle. Here comes Vlasic, a little touch shot. Finds the back end.
That was a great play. Yuria had a high dig, but Molina did a great job, again, setting the ball low, keeping the ball in control, allowing Yuria to just, and keep it close enough to her partner so that she can just make the controlled shot to the corner. That's a well-played ball there.
USF up 5-2 as the squad switch ends. USF won the first at 21-15 as William Terrell puts that one into the net. Bruins pick up a point for that one. Zoe Nightingale picks it up. Aggressive serve. She tried to go short and just hit the top of the net. We'll go back to the Don's way. USF leads this one 6-3. Final match of the day here in Larkspur. Following play. Strong kill rejected. Great block by Nightingale. Puts the serve back in the Bruins' hands. As Maddie Smith goes to the right corner. Finds a line and just misses. Tries to push that one. It's a pretty aggressive serve there. So 7-5 Dons as Terrell serves from the corner. Puts it across. Maddie Smith at the net. Too hot to handle. Point Bruins.
Good swing by UCLA right there. Again, the defender's dropping off. You want to try to hit the ball with some pace to kind of catch them in between, and it did a nice job there.
Both teams trying to end the day on a high note. Smith serve from Nightingale. William Terrell at the net. Little cut shot there.
Yeah, great job. Her athletic ability, very explosive athlete. Got up, hung in there a little bit. With the block there, decided to change and hit a little cut shot there.
So some discussion with the official. Not too sure what that's about. Can only speculate. Sure won't. Vlasic serving. Good short serve across. Smith the net. Dug out by the Dons. Battle at the net. Won by UCLA. UCLA returning service. As it is 8-6 for the Dons. Squads will switch sides here. Again, final match of the day. UCLA up 3-1 here on the series. Dons have won the first set of this one. And are looking to close it out. Zoe Nightingale with the ball. Puts it down the middle. Melina Terrell at the net. Up and over. Great shot.
Great shot.
I think one of the hardest things to do is to be able to be up in the air and still maintain control of your body, not to hit it too hard.
Yeah, and into the wind, it allows you a little bit greater margin of error. You can be a little bit more aggressive with some spin, and a little breeze can catch it, knock it down.
Flasher serving that one. The Dons end. Flashes at the net. Blocked by Nightingale. Point Bruins.
And Zoe did a great job there protecting the net. Again, it was very difficult for a player to see the set coming from behind, and with the sun kind of coming that direction also.
Maddie Smith serves that one. Flashes. Up and over. Point Dons.
Great shot there by Uria.
Very competitive second set here. USF up 10-7. Melina Terrell with the serve. Nightingale at the net. Don's playing a little D. Strong kill attempt by Vlasic. UCLA unable to handle it.
Big swing by Uria. Nice step by Melina, and good touch by Maddie. Just a little too much for her to handle.
I think she got all of that one, Ken.
I think she did too. I think she wanted it.
Yeah, showed. Melina Terrell serving on the far left side. She sends it across. Bumped over by Nightingale. Now back in the UCLA zone. Battle at the net. Won by Terrell and the Dons.
A little mishandle by Uria there on the overpass to begin with, but got set up well, and Melina made a nice block there.
And second set battle. Terrell serving from the left corner. Sends it to the middle of the court. Pair of bumps. Kill attempt, Maddie Smith. And USF puts it out of bounds. There's a little hesitation there.
Good dig by Terrell, just didn't give you enough room to save that ball.
Nightingale serving it deep. Dons with a pair of dumps. Terrell, kill attempt, defended by UCLA. Now we see Smith at the net. Partially blocked by Terrell, but UCLA getting the point. So we see our first mandatory 21-point timeout. USF up 12-9 here. Second set of our final match of the afternoon here in Larkspur. What an event it's been.
Yeah, final match, the sun is out, the crowd all has their sunglasses on.
This is the 18th match of the day, 15 competitive matches, 3 exhibitions, although not to say that the exhibitions aren't competitive.
Had a lot of volleyball today, and I think it's great for our sport, great for our area. Again, thank you, many thanks for all the people who helped make this possible.
That's right, as we come to you live here from Piper Park in Marin County, Larkspur, California, just north of downtown San Francisco. First class event being hosted by the USF Dons, and we are very proud to be streaming this one live on the W.TV. We're just about ready to resume play. The squads will switch sides here. So able to move the camera over to really bring you the action here from our second court. This is the 18th and final match of the day here from Piper Park. Nightingale serving. Don's at the net. Terrell with the kill.
Fantastic swing there. Elevated up. off the block of Nightingale for the point.
Dons won the first set 21-15. Lead here 13-9 in the second. Vlasic serving across the court. Maddie Smith, a cut shot, succeeds.
Smart shot by Maddie right there. That was very, very good heads-up play. Well executed.
Just taking what the Dons were giving her.
Sure.
Now Maddie Smith in the right corner. Short serve off the net and over. Now Terrell at the net. Blocked by Nightingale. Point Bruins. Well, UCLA not going down without a fight here. See Maddie Smith now on the left side. Works the middle of the court. Terrell at the net. Touch shot over Nightingale for the Dons point.
Terrell, only a 5'9" player.
Doesn't play like one, though.
Does not.
Strong serve by Terrell. Maddie Smith tries to float over. Now Terrell at the net. Strong kill. Defended by Maddie Smith, who's forced to now bump it over the net. High. Now Terrell, kill opportunity. Buries it.
It was some very impressive swings by Molina, but probably the most impressive thing was the way she handled the sky ball that Maddie put back over the net. The wind blowing around, that ball is very difficult to handle sometimes.
Especially in the outdoor game.
Especially outdoor game.
Terrell, strong serve, right at Maddie Smith. Smith at the net, grazes the net, gets it over. Now see Vlasic, little push shot. Now here comes Smith on the return. Over Vlasic, and in the corner. Good shot.
Very good shot. It was enough for Vlasic to think that it was out, but it was a good 2 feet in, I think.
Very deceptive as Nightingale serves it. Dug out by Vlasic. Put over by Terrell. Maddie Smith attempts the cut. Ball hits the net. Point Dons.
Very similar to play that you just executed a little while ago, but a little different result this time.
Teams are switching ends here. Syria Vlasic will serve it for the Dons. Now we have Nightingale at the net. Strong kill. Point Bruins. We have USF leading 16-13. This is unofficial. Now we have confirmation that is indeed the correct score, as the scoreboard is out of our vantage point here. In the media booth here at Piper Park. Here's Vlasic, a little push shot. Maddie Smith at the net, pushing it in for the Bruins point. Good job of catching the Dons backpedaling there. Very competitive second set.
Good battle here. Good battle.
See Maddie Smith served across the court. Handled by Vlasic. Vlasic at the net. Buries it.
Good shot there to get the side out. It's
Again, this is a battle of the number 2 pairing, so a very competitive matchup on both ends. Terrell serving. Misplayed by Zoe Nightingale. Point Dons. USF now leads 18-14 in the second set. 3 points away from wrapping up a victory here, and we're going to see a timeout. I mean, if you don't use it, you lose it, right?
18-14, I think that's a good time for a UCLA timeout right there.
Again, USF took the opening set 21-15. In this, the final match between the Dons and the Bruins, and the final match today at Piper Park. You know what? If you came out today, started at 9 a.m., you've gotten over 8.5 hours of volleyball action.
Max, for all of us volleyball addicts, it's still not enough.
Oh, I don't blame you. Getting your fix. And I mean, you have wall-to-wall. What a setup here at Piper Park where you have these two adjacent courts. If you're a spectator, you can pretty much set yourself up in the middle, take care of both.
It's a very nice venue that we have here, and it's great. The elevated grass area around the courts gives you some vantage points. You're not too far away from the courts. You really feel like you're part of the action here.
Yeah, very intimate setting here at Piper Park. As we're ready for play. William Terrell has the ball. Again, Don's up 18-14 in the second set, trying to close out the Bruins. She finds the left corner. Goes right at Nightingale. Nightingale at the net. Up over, dug out by Terrell. See Terrell at the net. Kill blocked by Nightingale. Terrell trying once again. Wins the battle.
If at first you don't succeed, good point by both teams there. It's well played.
Thought you were going to finish that one.
I think we all know the answer to that, don't we?
19-14 Dons. Throw on a bump. Flashage at the net. Just out of bounds, missing wide to the left. Her left. My right. But everybody's left is someone else's right. Nightingale serves. Flashage at the net. Trying for the same shot. Speaking of which, going right after it as the Dons now 1 point away from winning. We'll have an opportunity to serve it out for the match here. Team switch sides here as the sun has ran away from us here. Flashage serving. Maddie Smith at the net. Strong kill. Diving effort by Vlasic, but a little too much. It's a tough break. Hard to tell if that ball is going out or not. As long as you just react. Now Maddie Smith serves 16-20. Terrell at the net to try to end the game. And she does just that. Don's pulling it out.
Good one for the Dons there. Again, a very good UCLA number 2 team. And I believe that's the first win for the Terrell and Vlasic pairing. In the win against Cal, they actually lost a very close, competitive 3-set match.
Getting it done in straight sets, 21-15, 21-16, as Vlasic and Terrell are your winners in the final match of the day. I think it's time to sign off. We've had a tremendous day here on the W.TV. Been very privileged to give you the action here at Piper Park, the first ever San Francisco Challenge. Ken, final thoughts?
Enjoyed being here. Thanks for having me, Max. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it being here as well. Of course, big thanks to everybody involved in the production team. Pat Stacy, hooking everything up, directing traffic, making all the magic happen here today. Could not have done it without him. For Ken Co, I'm Max Harris. Thank you so much for watching Sand Volleyball on the W.TV. We'll see you next time.